Testes 1, 2. I definitely broke your chair.
Awesome.
I now owe you a chair from 1974.
Yeah.
You might have to pick me up out of this chair.
Welcome to the Buckhorn Podcast. I am Martelle, and Randy's here.
I am here. I have broke your chair. I destroyed it. So thanks for giving me more food. That'll definitely help with these issues moving forward.
Hey, you said you didn't eat lunch today, so...
I have not eaten lunch today. You are correct.
You now have
Meat?
some pulled pork. The last of the pulled pork I made from Friday. Which
smells good.
Honestly, the last day. Today's the last day I would have eaten it anyway, because I don't do leftovers more than 2 days after they've been cooked. Because I've been sick too many times from leftovers.
It's good. That is good sauce, too.
It's good. Oh, yeah, that Stubbs is real good stuff.
Yeah, I like it stubby.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I bought it on a whim just to try it.
Yeah, it's really good. The meat's good. I also, we talked about it last week. We had the L steak.
We did.
We talked about the ribber. I was incorrect.
See, I don't remember talking about the ribber.
We did, because I was listening on the way here.
Okay.
I talked about how one of my cousins said the ribber was the best steak ever until he tried the L steak.
Okay.
We had a funeral to attend down in Southern Ohio, unfortunately. So Tuesday, we were down, found out we were, I didn't think about it. We left the graveside.
Okay.
And Mom said, I've always wanted to try that ribber place. I've heard about it for years. Well, we were only 20, 25 minutes away.
Okay.
So we go to it's called the Scioto Ribber, not just the Ribber. The restaurant's called the Scioto Ribber.
Okay.
And we go, you park out back. It's downtown Portsmouth. It looks exactly like Portsmouth looks. And there's a big sign on the back of the building that says, please check in by the smokers. They're remodeling. They're adding on. They're growing.
Yeah.
Good sign. So you go around the side of the building. There are these, I think 8, maybe 10 giant smokers. And these guys out there just smoking chicken and just all kinds of stuff.
It's the smoking section.
Smells great. Look at you.
Oh.
Look at you. That's a good name for a restaurant.
That's what I was thinking.
It is.
Just
Or a smoking meat podcast.
that too.
Trademark. Nobody can steal it.
It's called IG. Or IP.
Yeah. IGA.
IGP 9.
So, I walk around, you smell all that. You sit down and you get a menu. In the top menu, there's option to order ribs and steak.
Ribs and steak are good.
The only thing it says in the steak, they have ribeye or New York strip, but they were out of New York strip, so I had to get ribeye.
Okay.
Your options for your steak are large or small.
Perfect.
That's all. Small, 16 ounces. Large, 32
ounces.
Yeah. So I said, go ahead and hit me with that small. Cook it medium.
Go ahead and hit me with that large and take the moo out of it.
Dude, it came out, I've got to say, it came out quick, which I was surprised.
Okay.
They smoked/grilled their steak. The smoker's grilled thing, It was so tender and juicy. And it had such a different flavor than the L steak because it wasn't marinated in the beer. It didn't have the Worcestershire butter sauce stuff.
Yeah.
It didn't have the same seasonings, but it had a smoked flavor that was phenomenal. And I ate half of it. Didn't even mess with my sides. I was like, screw that. I'm eating my meat. I'll take the sides home.
Yeah.
I put all the meat in my mouth I could. All I could handle. And then I had half left. And I went, we should do this on the show. But I knew, saving it from Tuesday till today.
I wouldn't have eaten it.
Right. So I ate it Wednesday.
I don't blame you.
I ate the leftovers for dinner Wednesday.
I don't blame you.
It was great, though. It's one that we honestly, we could take a little drive down someday, record or not.
Yeah.
And go get. It was really good.
So I have a new category for how I want all of my steaks cooked.
Perfectly.
Squishy and moist.
How do you like that cooked? Squishy. Just say squishy and moist.
Squishy and moist. What the hell does that mean? Take the moo out of it. You know what? Just bring me the cow. I'll do it. It's fine. It's fine. So I think I made a grave mistake with the pool.
Is that sorry, I'm eating meat. you made a grave mistake with the pool. Is that an underground joke?
Yes, it actually is.
Okay.
So, fiberglass pools. There's a big difference between a fiberglass and a vinyl pool.
Right.
Fiberglass pools, or vinyl pools,
Or made of vinyl.
or have a vinyl lining in them, with steel sides and
Right.
and everything else. Sand base in some cases. Fiberglass pools are literally a fiberglass shell. Now, with fiberglass pools, you have to have a sump pit put in next to it. All right? Mm-hmm. Because you have to drain the water out of the sump pit so you don't get hydrostatic pressure and end up it's called floating the pool.
Okay.
So if the hydrostatic pressure around the pool is greater than than the water in the pool will literally push out of the ground. It'll pop out of the ground.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, super cool. So being that I'm in a high water table area, that sump pit gets full of water pretty quick. And not only does it get full of water pretty quick, it gets really fucking high. Like, I went out the other day and there was probably 3 foot to the top of the sump pit from the water level, which is a lot of water.
Okay.
So I have to continuously right now pump this thing out
To keep it from
to keep the pool from popping,
from erupting out of
from
the ground.
floating. But I got to thinking, if I don't and I float the pool, I can just have another pool put in. I'll just have a vinyl one put in. I just claim it on insurance. It's not insurance fraud. I can't help it if the...
Well, yeah.
I mean
it's if it happens, it happens.
Right.
You're trying to prevent it.
I'm trying to prevent it.
But if it happens...
But if it happens, then I can get a vinyl pool. And I don't have to worry. And the only reason for that is vinyl pools, there's more maintenance-wise. Like throwing a pump in a sump pit and plugging it in, whatever, that's not maintenance. But there's more maintenance with vinyl than there is with fiberglass.
I know nothing of pools.
It's replacing there's replacing the vinyl liner like every so many years. You have to do that, and you have to make sure that nothing rips or tears the vinyl lining, because then that's a whole other issue, and you have to have the whole liner replaced for that.
Right.
So it's just
You can't just duct tape it.
We tried once, didn't work. So
Should use that Gorilla Tape stuff.
well, now that they have that, they didn't
Gorilla
have that.
Bump Tape.
They didn't have that in the 80s.
True.
So anyway, I did not look up anything for topics today.
Oh, this is going to be a good show then, because I didn't either.
I mean, it is what it is. But you did bring stuff.
Oh, of course I brought stuff.
So
Would you like me to get that stuff out
yeah, what do you want to do first?
of my sack? I have an idea. I had you get the Pinnacle whipped vodka stuff.
You did.
This is a flavored thing. I don't know how it's going to be. I tried this in the sampler. This is Junction 35 again.
Okay. Oh, speaking of, friends of mine have their cabin down in Tennessee.
Yeah.
They were at Junction 35 last week.
Oh, well, there you go.
Like-
Hopefully they got some of that righteous.
I didn't realize they were there until after the fact.
Oh, I was going to say, had I known, I would have said, grab me a couple bottles of that.
Yeah, had I known, I would have told him to as well.
So this one, right here, as you can see, what color is that?
It's pumpkin orange.
It's orange. This is Junction 35 Moonshine. It is orange flavored. I bought this only because it's one of the several things I tasted in the sampler. Mm-hmm. I bought this knowing you had Pinnacle whipped cream vodka.
That sounds like a waste of money.
And I think...
I bought this because you had that.
Right. Well, I like the taste of it anyway.
Okay.
But I'm thinking if we go 1 for 1 and make it like a little dessert shot type thing, we can make like an orange Dreamsicle.
I have kind of a better idea.
What's your idea?
Mix that with some of that Virgil cane ginger.
We're going to do both things today. We're going to do a couple things today. I didn't even think of that, but I like where your head's at.
Yeah, it's because I'm creative as fuck.
Well, that's why you're the master mixologist and the chef. This is only 70 proof.
Which is fine.
Which, yeah, it's totally fine. It is a flavored moonshine, but it's not too candy sweet like you hate.
Okay.
So let's have fun.
I thought that's what we did.
Well, I mean,
I thought we did that anyway.
But I said that. I said that to say this. Oh, there's something on the back.
You read that. I'll be right back.
You go do that. I'll start singing about ice. Ice and my balls hanging low. They don't. Spoiler alert. Junction 35 moonshine, straight from the hills of the Smoky Mountains. Junction 35 Spirits is bringing a longtime family tradition to the public. Our rich local history of making and running spirits, you are so fast, diverging with our master distiller, has brought together a taste like no other, just like the railroad. Junction 35 Spirits will deliver the very best products nationwide.
What I like about that is a railroad-based whiskey.
Just like Virgil Cane.
Virgil Cane is a railroad-based whiskey.
It's beautiful. Your picture of the off the rails righteous on Instagram, even the label made me think of Virgil Cane.
Huh.
Like it's just that same kind of vibe.
Yeah.
I've got to ask you something. According to the Surgeon General, women should not drink alcoholic beverages during pregnancy. Are you pregnant?
Absolutely. Look at me.
Well, your food baby may have birth defects.
Good. Never mind. I'm not going to go there.
You look like you had something. I was waiting for it.
Nope. I'm done.
I like the back here. It says flavor orange. So
Hey, whatever.
that makes sense since it is called orange.
Orange.
Yeah, the front label says Junction 35 moonshine orange.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what.
So
I got glasses. I got ices.
glasses.
Ices.
You got glasses and ISIS.
I've got.
We're gonna blow the lid off of this thing.
Oh, fuck yeah, we are. So, well, I like the. There are we, okay. There we go. I'm gonna have to get new mic cables. I like that they use a wooden top instead of the rubber, like a rubber top with a cork or a rubber cork. I like that they have the rubber topper here.
Yeah, wood topper, you mean?
Or yeah, the wood top.
Wood top with a cork.
Yeah, I like that. Virgil Cane uses a rubber topper with a rubber cork for the
Yeah.
ginger, and I don't like that.
Weak bottle pop. The bottle pop on their bourbon was so much better.
It keeps.
Your mic's cutting out.
Yeah, I know. What? Oh, this is stupid.
Welcome to the Randy Show.
There
I'm
we
Randy,
go.
and Martelle's mic doesn't
All right,
work.
hold on. I'm gonna stick my finger in this hole.
What'd you do? Stick it in the moonshine?
There was something like on the
floaty in
inside.
There? Is it a piece of the cork?
No, it feels like glue.
Well, this is going to go well.
So this is perfect.
This is fine. This is fine.
Yeah, you can just barely see it. Like you can't see it. I can see it from where I'm at, but there's like a
residue.
It's like a glue residue or something from the plastic wrap.
Weird.
Fuck it. Here we go.
We're going to try it anyway. So you can take a sip of it neat. See what you think.
I will. Do you want to neat first?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's low proof. We're just here to party. So
It literally looks like orange freezer pop juice.
yeah, kind of does. Or urine from somebody severely dehydrated.
No, it looks like orange freezer pop juice.
Yeah. Well, you got the window backlighting. Yeah. Yeah, it does. Looks like a melted popsicle.
Yeah. Let's get a picture of that. Everybody can see my dirty ass office. In my dirty ass glass, apparently.
I think you're going to hate it neat. That's
Wash
my prediction.
this glass better. It smells like orange cough syrup.
Cough syrup. Yeah. I think you're going to hate it neat. Thoughts?
It's actually not bad neat. It's a little overly sweet for me.
Right.
But
It's not as candied.
no, I could easily do this with some ice. Over ice.
Yeah. See, that's what I thought. I didn't think you would feel the same.
Yeah.
So let's start having fun with it.
All right. So give me your glass back.
Yep. Here's that. I just need a stool on the other side of your desk.
At some point,
like-
well, so here's the deal. Basement update.
Da-na-na.
Next weekend, I think I'm going to go out and buy the Kills basement paint that I need. I don't know how much I'm going to need, but I'm going to start in that far corner because that's where all the Christmas shit sits. Hopefully we get some dry weather so that I can get, because there's a little bit of moisture along the walls. I can get the walls brushed down and start painting that corner over there, because that's the corner that I have to move all the shit away from. Once that corner's done, everything else will just be a breeze to run through and paint.
Yeah.
Once the painting's done, then I can start buying lumber and start building out the walls. And then we can move down there, and we'll have the table. I just got to get Liz to get all of her crafting shit out, because she doesn't really use
build
it.
down before the walls are built.
What's that?
I said we could move down before the walls are built.
Technically, we could, but with the sump pump down there, every time that it kicks on, we have to wait. I have to have a way to insulate that. I would have to build that wall first, which is my intention.
It's fine.
I'll build that wall first and then insulate that wall so that we don't have to deal with
Gotcha.
all of that.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I'm basically going to go 1-to-1. Now, what do you want to do first? Do you want to do...
I want to do the whipped cream first.
Okay, good, because that was going to be my suggestion.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the better way to go here.
I should have brought a jigger.
You can't say that.
I just did. Now, going 1-to-1 on this may be a mistake.
Oh, it could be a big mistake.
We probably should just go like...
Probably should have went 2-to-1.
2-to-1.
But we don't know what we're doing. Collar stayed the same.
Oh, we know exactly what we're doing.
A little lighter. Swirl it around.
Give it a little mixy moo.
This is just still no ice.
Smells like a dreamsicle.
That smells so good.
Tastes like a dreamsicle. I think the 1-to-1 was good. I think 2-to-1 would be better.
I think 2-to-1 would be a little better. And I think if you put this over ice on a hot summer day, you got ice there? We got ice. Yeah, give me just a little ice. That's good. Just enough. Just one little cube to cool it.
Of course I got ice.
I think this would be fantastic by the pool. That's my thoughts right now. This ice cube looks like the Moon Man from the old McDonald's commercials.
It does.
Like mine's even got a nose.
Why are you whining?
Because he wants some.
There is no food for you, dude. All right.
Oh,
Needs to get a little colder.
I'm swirling mine around, hoping it'll chill really fast. But I don't know that it will. Now, usually a moonshine like this flavor stuff, I'd probably keep in the freezer myself.
Yeah.
Just so it would stay cool and be used for mixing things like this. Uh-oh. Hold on. Easy, Diesel.
There you go. Go.
There you go, big fella.
You can't come back, though.
Yeah. So,
His legs are getting worse and worse. Poor guy. And he's also becoming like a real princess.
diva.
Oh my God, he is. Anytime someone walks into the kitchen, he thinks that he's going to get food for some reason.
And you don't feed him like all the time.
No,
Every
I'll
time
give
you
him
walk in
like
there.
little bits here and there. I mean,
Right.
you saw how much of pulled pork I gave him.
Yeah, like barely scraps.
It was and he is just like in the kitchen every time.
Yeah, I think 2-to-1 would be a better mixture on this. I'd say 2 parts Junction 35 orange moonshine.
Yeah.
1 part Pinnacle whipped cream vodka. I think would be perfect.
In a not a shaker, mixed, stirred in a big old pea cup, and then strained over an ice ball
Yes.
to get it chilled.
Yes. Agreed.
Yeah. My big old pea beaker that I use, which is actually from my French press.
I call my pea beaker a urinal.
I wish I had a urinal in the house.
That'd be great. If I ever build a house, I'm putting a urinal in.
I think when I go to do the other building outside,
Yeah.
I think I'm going to put a urinal in it.
Yeah.
Not the one by the pool, the actual garage,
Yeah.
where I want to move Liz and I to an office space. Because there's no chance that I'm going back to work.
That's good.
My company has said, you are working from home. And they just updated their office policy. I can now live anywhere. Rephrase that. I can live in any state that we have an office in, not just 60 miles away.
Oh, so anywhere in the state then?
In the state of Ohio or in the state of Utah or...
The state of confusion.
Which is where I typically reside. All right, so let's finish this one up.
That's good, and this meat is good.
That was a lot. Whew. But it is good. It is real good.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, I like it. It's real good. I think it's going to be a lot better with the Virgil Cane, though.
I do too. How are you going to mix it?
I'm still thinking going with that 1-to-1.
That's a good way to try it.
I mean, it's the easiest way. Just
Well, yeah. Especially when you're just doing it the eyeball test.
well, yeah.
No jigger or nothing.
You can't say that.
I just did.
I literally have nothing to talk about today.
Well, pour another drink.
I'm going to. All right, so this one will just be ice.
Ice and ice baby.
You already ate your ice.
I did eat my ice.
All right.
Eat my ice.
I haven't opened this bottle in a while. I feel it's resisting.
Not bad, Virgil Cane.
Not bad. So I did revisit the Junction 35 whiskey.
Yeah.
The bourbon last
I
night.
saw that in the Glencairn. Oh, last night you did?
No, last night.
Okay.
No, the Glencairn, yes, that was a revisit, but that was basically the next day.
So, did you put the orange in here too?
Yeah.
Okay. I just didn't see.
Yeah, I did both. And a week later, still really good.
Good.
I want to see what happens. I'm going to let it sit now for a couple weeks and not touch it.
Yeah, and just kind of wait.
Yeah, let it
And you're talking
oxidize.
about the rye whiskey, not the righteous.
The one that you gave, yeah, not the righteous.
Okay.
The righteous is put away, and that's only for
Okay.
whenever you say someone can have some.
Never. It's so good.
Which, if that's the case, then that's the case.
It's so good. No, we're definitely going to
But no,
enjoy that again.
I'm not drinking that without you being here.
Well, I appreciate that. So it's good to hear the rye's still good.
That's why you left it here.
Yeah, that's exactly why I left it. Which I haven't touched any of my stuff. Like all week, I had none of my whiskey or bourbon. Is it good?
It's pretty good.
Is it good?
It's pretty goddamn good. You get orange up front
Smells great.
with ginger on the backside on the finish. It's almost it is. This is old fashioned esque. This is real close to just
That is like Darkwing Duck. Dangerous.
Yeah.
Let's get dangerous.
That I like.
Because this I could consume all day, every day.
I couldn't consume it all day, but
I won't say I couldn't, but honestly,
I could do at least 2 glasses.
Well, you know
of
how I
this.
feel about the Virgil Cane Ginger.
I know you drink it right out of the bottle with a nipple on it.
I do. With my
is
nipple
weird.
on it. But this is fantastic.
It's really good.
I really like that.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
So for a flavored moonshine,
I'm gonna give it a 3.
I'm at a solid 3. And this one, price point wise, can't remember, 20 to 30, somewhere in there, 25-ish, say, 30. I don't remember.
It's a
could be way
perfect
off.
mixer.
Well, that's the thing, and that's why I bought it.
This isn't something you drink straight. This is a mixer.
And notice, instead of bringing you a bunch of flavored moonshines, I brought you one that I thought you'd enjoy.
One decent one instead of
Instead of just
6 garbage ones.
6. They weren't all garbage.
No, they weren't all garbage.
Actually, I think there were 2 we really liked. But, yeah, I like this. Junction 35, your orange moonshine is going great with the whipped cream vodka.
I agree.
Very good with Virgil Cane's ginger-infused bourbon. Phenomenal.
Well, so there's another ginger infused bourbon we need to try.
What?
Yes, and it is available here. I've known about it for a while.
Why are you holding out on me?
Well, I'm not holding out on you. I am saving you from potential disappointment.
That's my life. My whole life's disappointment.
I know, but I'm trying to keep you from being potentially disappointed. I mean, let's be honest here. You're moving on up.
I'm trying.
And
the last couple weeks since my boss has left, I've moved up from where I was.
right. So
yeah.
I want to make sure that Virgil Cane stays top on the radar and that you don't have a disappointment with a ginger-infused whiskey.
Well, I mean, if I do, I still always have Virgil Cane. So it's
Except it's not readily available.
true. Very true. But going into this one that's readily available, I would do so expecting it not to meet my expectations. Because to me, Virgil Cane Ginger Infused is one of my top probably 3.
Yeah.
Like of all bourbon, whiskey, anything. It is one of my all-time favorites, hands down. I've made that known. So I'm literally going to try, even if it's readily available, even if it's $20, I will literally go into this excited to try it, but expecting it to be worse than Virgil Cane.
I will just see if we can get a sample of it. Mike McLaren's the one who tried it, and he actually tagged us about a year and a half ago on it.
Yeah, I probably didn't see that tag.
More than likely. But I'm willing to try it.
Oh, I'm willing to try.
I just don't want to buy a bottle of it. But he did say that it is up there with Virgil Cane.
I think I remember that now. How much was the bottle?
I don't remember. I mean, I could probably easily get on the interwebs
and look it up. But you're not going to do that.
But I'm going to do that.
I am going to keep enjoying this. You give me a couple ice cubes here. I'm swirling around.
I did. And I entered the OHLQ
Bottle Lotto?
The Bottle Lotto.
I did not.
This is the last one of the year, and it's for the Pappy and everything else. I haven't won anything so far, so hopefully maybe
If you get Pappy, we're going to try it with Coke before anything else.
If I get Pappy, I'm trying to figure out if I'm actually going to open it or not. Just yet.
You said you would never not try something.
Well, no. I didn't say I wasn't going to try it. I said open it just yet.
Oh, well, that's fair. What if you die tomorrow?
Then Liz can put it on secondary and make a mint. I mean,
you just
problem solved.
I don't need anything out of you or your will except that bottle. If you could just leave me that bottle.
Liz, Randy wants this bottle. She'll be like $1,200. You can have it.
How about 1 ounce of that bottle? How about I give you $12?
All or nothing. So I was reading somewhere, someone went somewhere and they were charging $80 an ounce for Pappy.
No, that's dumb.
That's stupid.
That's
and they did it.
Dumb.
And they did it.
Well, they're stupid.
I mean,
I don't care who it is. They're dumb.
They got Salt in the Bernai money.
I don't care.
I mean, I won't spend that.
Speaking of money, guess who finally downloaded Robinhood and started investing?
GW.
Me.
Why would you do Robinhood?
This guy. I don't know, because that's what.
Are you investing in stocks or are you doing cryptos?
Both.
Get off of Robinhood for cryptos.
Okay. We'll have to talk off the air then.
You just go download Coinbase and set up a Coinbase account. Robinhood doesn't allow you to own your crypto. That's the beauty of crypto is you own it.
I have so much to learn.
Well, just the beauty of crypto is you own it. Okay.
Okay.
I
have made money in the last. I signed up last night at like 11.
I haven't made any money, but you can take the crypto and put it into another wallet, and you own that. Like that's all yours.
Oh, okay.
Okay. With Robinhood, they don't allow you to move the crypto off of their platform, which means you never own it.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Okay. So
I just invest in it basically like it's a stock then.
Well, you still invest in it like it's a stock even on Coinbase.
But right.
But then you can, and there's all the, but
if all ever uses Robinhood, what's the difference?
Because if Robinhood ever decides that they are going to stop with crypto, you could lose your crypto. If Robinhood ever gets hacked, you'll lose your crypto. Same thing with Coinbase, but with Coinbase, you can move your crypto off to a separate wallet outside of their network that you own. And there's always a potential hack for anything. But with Coinbase, if they get hacked, you lose your crypto. Like, they're not going to secure your funds because it is not regulated. So, like, there is some stuff that I leave on Coinbase, but most everything I own is offsite in another wallet.
Well, all I put in was $40 into Bitcoin and 30 into Ethereum. And then I've got 30 more bucks to invest somewhere, but I've not even looked at other stocks.
I mean, that's not terrible.
So I was just like, I sold my mini bike, had some extra money, and I was like, I'm going to take 100 of that, throw it in here, and just see what happens. And then as I learn, I'll invest more. But
what the flying shit is going on with my keyboard?
I don't know.
I don't either. That's why I said what's going on with my keyboard. It's not. OHLQ, your website blows ass. Patrick said he'll be available in 30 to 45 minutes.
Well, we got a lot of time to fill then.
I will just tell him that we may still be recording then. Anyway. I could ambush call Jason again. I talked to him this morning. We were watching. Well, I was late to the party, but I was watching F1 racing in Dubai this morning.
Interesting.
And Lewis Hamilton did not come in first.
I think his name's Louis Armstrong. Awkward silence moment while Martell diddles his keyboard. And
No,
by
I was just seeing if
testicles.
you would fill space or not with some magical song.
You're welcome.
Anyway, I can't get... OHLQ's website fucking sucks. I can't type the word in ginger. It's just literally replacing every letter I type with the next letter. Like it's doing an insert from the keyboard, and there's no insert function on the keyboard.
That's weird.
So,
What about their app? I'll open the app.
They have an app?
Yeah. I've had the app forever.
I ain't downloading that shit. I bought an Xbox controller. Does anybody care?
For what?
My PC.
I don't think anybody cares.
I don't think they do either.
There's Arrow Ginger Brandy,
I have to look at the photo.
Stirring's Ginger Liqueur, Captain Morgan Gingerbread Spice, Vodka, Karate Cowboy Ginger Mint.
Is this all on OHLQ's website?
Yeah. I just put in ginger. Belvedere Organics Pear and Ginger, Johnny Walker Red and Ginger. Johnny Walker Red
Johnny Walker has a ginger?
is trash.
You say that, but have you ever had it?
Johnny Walker Red?
No, Johnny Walker Red Ginger.
No, I just said Johnny Walker Red is trashed.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I've had it. I had a bottle given to me, and it sat for a long time and was a mixer.
Do you hear that, Mo? Randy doesn't like Johnny Walker.
I don't. I will tell Mo that to
Mo
his face.
Mo is a fan of Johnny Walker.
I knew Johnny Walker. It was Sloan Kettering and Johnny Walker, and they were smoking that ish all day long.
Okay, if you say so.
There's something called a Two Gingers gift set, and that just sounds kinky.
All right, so I'm looking here. The Arrow Ginger, that's Arrow Ginger Brandy.
Yeah. And there's Stirring's Ginger Liqueur. I don't see any kind of a ginger.
No, hold on. There was I swear to God, it was available here because Mike tagged us in it. And then I saw it, and I never picked it up. And it was in the whiskey section.
Mike, send us a message.
He's not going
Comment.
to. We're not live.
Well, not right now. I mean, when he hears this. It's not like you or I are going to go out and get it in the next couple days.
I can just send him a message on the Facebooks.
Well, you could do that too.
Misunderstood. That's what it is. It's misunderstood ginger spiced whiskey. I don't know if it's still available in Ohio. Maybe it didn't sell well, but I don't know. God, this show sucks. I think we're losing our edge.
We had an edge.
All right, so it's $30. It's under misunderstood whiskey.
Okay.
It's not. There's no ginger, even in the description. That's why it wasn't coming up. Why would you not put ginger in the description of this? You dumb shits over there to OHLQ. It says misunderstood whiskey, American whiskey. It's 40. It's 80 proof, 40%. Misunderstood whiskey is both gluten free and vegan. Who gives a flying fuck? A refreshingly smooth there is ginger in the ginger finish. Misunderstood can be enjoyed neat, on the rocks, or in your favorite cocktail. But your fucking search blows. Come on. It should have picked that up. Fuck them. Mm-hmm. Oh, Randy's stuffing more meat in his mouth.
I'm still eating meat. My bowl keeps sipping over.
The longer this sits, by the way, the orange and ginger, the better it gets.
Yeah, I just had a little sip right before I ate this meat. Well, a few seconds before.
Like,
it's really good.
It's really starting to remind me of my ginger old fashioned. A lot.
It's very close.
It's real close.
I say well done. Once again to Virgil Kane, as always.
Well, yeah.
Into Junction 35.
Yeah. And I did mention before, and I'll mention it again, Two Bitch seems to be coming to...
Oh, I can't wait.
To Ohio. I cannot wait. I think, I'm not 100% on this. I'm maybe like 0.2%. That I'm going to try to get Lauren on the show. The owner.
That'd be awesome.
Get Lauren and have her kind of go over everything.
Yeah. A kickoff for Ohio.
Yeah. I need to talk to her about it.
This is really good.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this, and it's not a heavy drink. This is something you could drink and enjoy.
It's light.
Yeah,
It's very light.
it's light. It's airy.
But it's very syrup-esque in its viscosity.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to explain.
It's not oily. It's not like watery. It's very.
If any of you want to try
syrupy.
one, you just have to go find a bottle of ginger infused Virgil cane in Virginia.
Yeah.
Or sorry, the Carolinas.
Carolinas. I think you can get it in Tennessee.
I've never seen it in Tennessee, but I haven't gone to a lot of.
I've had people tell me that they've seen it in Nashville.
Well, here's the problem. So we were in Tennessee. We stayed at a hotel in Pigeon Forge. As anybody that knows the area knows, Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, and Gatlinburg are all kind of in a row.
Yeah.
You know, like I've said before, it's like Columbus, Asheville, Circleville. They're within like 15 minutes of each other.
Yeah.
Pigeon Forge and Sevierville are quote unquote dry. If you want a liquor store, you have to go to Gatlinburg or Knoxville or some other surrounding city or county or whatever. What's funny to me, because I was down there, I thought, well, I'll look at local liquor stores, see if there is a Virgil Cane or Eagle Rare or something else.
Yeah.
And I Google, and it's like, these are dry. You can't get stuff. But
Dry counties suck.
here's the thing.
Westerville used to be
In
dry.
Pigeon Forge and Sevierville both, there are multiple moonshine distilleries, wineries. There's just not a state liquor store. So they say it's dry, but you can literally go in Pigeon Forge to Old Smoky. You can go to Tennessee Distilling Company. Junction 35 is in Pigeon Forge. So I'm like, how
But
are they?
you can be where Jack Daniels is, that's dry.
It's just funny to me, though. They call it a dry county or a dry city, and they've got all kinds of alcohol available. They just don't want, like, state liquor stores, ABC.
Okay.
So I just found it ironic,
But
I guess.
well, I mean, Jack Daniels is dry. The county that Jack Daniels in is dry. Westerville, the city of Westerville used to be a dry.
Lynchburg, Tennessee.
I don't know if they still are or not.
All the folks down in Lynchburg, Tennessee.
But I don't understand a dry city or a dry county anymore. Like,
Well, I mean, Prohibition worked well.
Oh yeah,
So
go fuck yourself.
there's nothing bad came out of that. Thanks, government.
But I mean, I'm not a Jack Daniels fan, so be as dry as you want with that shit.
Yeah, I'm not either.
I don't like it. But God, we've been going for 40 minutes and we ain't had a single topic yet.
Yeah, we have.
Well,
Drinks. Mix
well,
of
it's been
drinks.
drinks.
And boobs.
I feel like we're dying on the
My
vine.
nipples
though.
are getting hard. What?
I feel like we're dying on the vine. Like we're struggling to just keep a
I feel like I'm
conversation
just having a
going.
good time with a buddy.
We are just having a good time. I feel like we're struggling to keep a conversation going.
Oh,
Like we go and then we stop. And then we have the awkward silence.
I honestly have not thought of any of that. I've been eating and drinking and enjoying life today. And I'm probably going to have to work when I get home.
Don't do that.
Well,
Don't do it.
if I do, it'll make my week easier.
Don't do it.
All right. You convinced me.
I mean, it's not going to make your week easier, trust me.
Our systems were down Thursday and Friday on and off, and it's just
It
everything's a
rarely
mess.
ever does make your
Everything.
your
Are you
life
hiring?
easier.
You should hire me. Your company should hire me.
For what?
I don't care.
You know
100,000 a year.
what? I wish that we were hiring for like web stuff. Like internet and web stuff, but we're not right now.
Well, they should. I do have another whiskey with me.
Fucking holding out on me?
I told you I was bringing 2. I brought 2 last time, and we ended up opening the third one.
Well, yeah, but that was because I said we need to do that.
Oh, the bottle fell over again. Dang it.
That's all right. It's fine. A little resting on the cork isn't
Yeah,
going to
that's
kill anybody.
fine.
So let me guess. This is a Junction 35 as well.
It is. They're
Okay.
both Junction. Yeah. Look at this label. How cool does that label look?
It looks spectacular.
It's black with, like, red and white.
red and white
It's got a
labeling
red
or fonts.
Glowy train. This is only 70 proof. Another lower octane.
Okay.
This is black cherry whiskey.
Okay, so it's flavored.
It's a flavored. I did try this one, but I'm not going to say anything until you try it.
Well, I got to get. Let me.
Yeah, no, do your thing.
I mean, I'm enjoying this.
That's fine. Enjoy it. I just want to tell you I have this. Ooh, it's got a nice little indent on the butt of it. I put my finger right in.
Most bottles like that have that. I don't know why they have it.
It has to do with the balance of the bottom, the way the liquor rests on the bottom of the glass.
I think you're full of it.
Oh, I'm totally full of it. I have no clue why this is here. It's like a big old nubbin in the butt of it. That one don't have it, does it? Yeah, kind of. That looks like an ashtray.
It's because it is an ashtray. You cut the bottle in half, you flip it upside down, and you can rest your cigarettes in
It's
it.
even got a notch for it. I definitely saw that at McDonald's in 1992.
Yeah. I mean, it's
There's a
totally
glass
an ashtray.
on the bottom of the moonshine bottle. That's awesome. That's awesome.
It's actually so that you can make a lamp out of it.
That's what's up.
They put the little notch in there so you can run the cord out the bottom.
Brilliant.
Yeah. But you can't make a lamp out of that one.
There's a notch.
There may be a notch, but you can't. It's not big enough for a cord.
Yeah, it is.
Just because you can fit your fat finger in there doesn't mean a cord's going to fit in there.
My finger's fatter than a cord.
Couldn't just let.
Plus,
Couldn't just let that go.
No, I couldn't. Plus, I found out they make ones now, lamp things, where the cord comes out the side of the little on top, so you don't have to worry about cutting or drilling bottles or nothing.
Hold on, say that again.
Cord comes out of the little top, so you don't have to worry about cutting or drilling bottles. It's like right here with the. It's like a penis coming right off the tip.
No, I don't want that.
You put this here.
I want the shaft straight down the middle of the bottle. I want a hole in the bottom so that the cord can come out. I want the cord hidden.
But it's not hidden. It's glass. You can definitely see the cord.
You fill the bottle with something.
Like oil.
No,
or like
corn.
Like the blood of your enemies. Corn.
Or rice.
Or corn.
I mean, or
I definitely want a corn
brain matter.
Gray brain matter and corn in my bottle lamp.
Blood of my enemies.
It goes well with the decor.
Yeah, it does.
I am enjoying the orange and ginger. Well, I'm not now. I did enjoy.
Not, but all right.
It was very good. Yeah, finish it off. Shoot your shot, as they say. Slurp it real good. Yeah, give me a little water. That's good. What are you trying to do? Hydrate me? It's too much water in my whiskey glass.
Stop it. Shut up and drink it full.
I did. I just did a shot of water. I'm getting agua wasted.
It's so good. My water is.
It is really good.
My water is so good.
It is.
It's so tasty and welly.
I like it.
All right. So I don't know what I'm doing here.
I don't know what you're doing either.
I know. It's fine. We'll figure it out.
Well, I do have a topic we can talk about while drinking.
What's that?
Drinking habits of our founding fathers.
They had habits?
The stuff that you don't learn in high school in the American education system. Would you like to talk about some of those while we...
Yeah. You know
imbibe?
what? Go ahead and do that.
All right.
Oh, by the way, random thought.
Yeah.
Hookers don't like to snuggle.
What if you pay them extra?
I don't know.
It's like the sex is cheap, you got to pay more for the snuggle afterwards.
Maybe.
What if I just need an emotional connection? Are there emotional hookers?
Oh, I think we should start that.
Like, I've heard of those cuddle party things,
Yeah.
but I don't want to be in a room of 50 people doing it. That's just weird. I just want one person, preferably female. Or Ryan Reynolds.
I know. Ryan Reynolds can do it. Can be with everything.
I dibs on being the little spoon with Ryan Reynolds. Or you know who else? You know who else I think would be a good cuddler? Chris Pratt.
I don't think he would.
I think he'd be a great cuddler because
No.
he's dad bod.
No, he's not.
I think he'd be
Not.
funny.
You've been watching old episodes of The Office. He's not dad bod.
He's not in The Office. Parks and Rec.
Whatever. It's
Yeah.
all the same show.
Is he chiseled now?
Yeah, kind of. He was fucking.
Right.
He's Star-Lord in one of the Marvel movies.
I don't watch
he's
Marvel.
Pretty much worked out, and
I watched the Galaxy thing. Heroes of the Galaxy of Guardians.
yeah,
That one.
Guardians
I
of the
watched
Galaxy.
that,
He's
yeah.
in that. That's him.
Well, yeah, I know, but maybe you're right.
I know. I know. Oh, trust me. I know I'm right.
Maybe I'll just snuggle a raccoon.
Okay.
So, what are you doing over there?
I'm typing.
Are you typing to Patrick?
Maybe.
I just saw. I got on Instagram like when we were kind of starting, and I saw that he did comment on our post, and his name's like Sir Saint Patty Whack or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
It's the real Patrick Brown.
Oh. Like the real Slim Shady, but British.
I mean, you're like the real St. Patty Whack. I'm like, or just Patrick Brown.
No, it says, hold on. I'm going right back now.
To the gram of instance?
Yes. And I'm looking at Buttcorn Podcast. And I'm clicking on our most recent one.
It's
Real Patty B.
Real Patty B.
Okay.
That's what I said.
Patty B.
Well, I said Patrick Brown, but yeah, Patty B.
I was like, it definitely didn't say Patrick. Real Patty B. Oh, man. Yeah, hey, there's Patty B.
Why is that not playing through the...
Are you trying to call him now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely don't hear it through my headphones.
Yeah, I don't hear it either.
That's not good.
And the call. He didn't pick up in the first 3 rings. That's how it works, right?
Yep. Not worth it.
But
corn.
Why is that not... That should be playing audio through here, though. Hold on.
Because it's an Apple.
Nope, we're testing something.
Testes.
That's playing.
Whoa.
There we go.
Calm down.
Zip it.
That was way too urban for this show.
I wonder.
Oh, I wonder who. I wonder who. What's in a wonder ball?
All right, I tried to call him. But now he has my... So he can just call me back.
So John Adams. You know John Adams.
I think I do.
John Adams is our homeboy.
Is he the one who... He's got that beer up in Boston.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sam? Oh, no, that's Sam Adams. Never mind.
They're brothers.
Yeah.
It's tough to say, but John Adams may have been the biggest drinker of the Sons of Liberty. He began every day with a draft of hard cider before breakfast. Imagine waking up and just having a hard cider before you even go take a leak or something.
I would do that in a heartbeat.
He drank 3 glasses of Madeira, a wine fortified with rum, every night before bed. During the bad old days under British taxation, Adams wrote to his wife, "I'm getting nothing that I can drink, and I believe I shall be sick from this cause alone." He died at 90 of old age.
That's a long-ass time back then.
It's real long. But he wrote his wife, "I can't get none to drink here. I'm going to get sick because of it." Makes sense. Hot toddies, man. It'll cure what ails you.
Bitch, I got cirrhosis of the liver.
Lived to 90.
But he lived to 90.
Lived to 90.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Look at that sexy fuck. Hold on a second. There he is.
Is this Knick Knack Paddywhack?
This is.
Are we getting your phone set up?
Why the hell? Hold on. My audio is so fucked up. It's not playing where it should. It's playing over the speaker instead of playing through the adapter and through the recorder. I don't know.
I'm trying to get some earphones to work as well.
The sound.
Oh, it's super colorful.
The ring came through. Why isn't he coming through?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
It's got to be like an option setting.
That's what I'm looking for. No, that's that. That's mute. That's audio. Let me switch adapters.
Is it because I called you rather than you called me? Because I answered the first time and it didn't.
I can hear him.
I don't think so. Can you hear us okay?
I can hear you fine.
Can you hear me?
I can only see you on the screen. I can't hear any other voices.
See you. Okay, so you can't see Randy. Can you hear Randy?
Test.
Okay, so it's only playing through. It's picking up all the audio from my iPad,
But not through the system.
but not through the recorder. Which I did this with Jason and Mo. Where did my? I lost my one adapter. There it is.
This is great podcasting.
This is perfect podcasting. Shut up.
Everybody listening, just act like we're really entertaining and funny right now.
How about now?
I can hear you.
Oh, he's in our headphones.
You hear him?
Yeah.
You hear him?
I can't hear. I can't hear Martelle.
You can't hear me.
I can't hear.
You hear Randy. Randy, say something.
Randy.
Something.
Did you hear Randy that time?
Hello.
Nope.
Well,
What is going on?
I don't know. This should be playing through everything.
Yeah, work with Mo and Jason.
Hold on.
I'm trying to find some earphones as well because obviously can't hear a thing.
Oh, no, end that. Why is...
What
Oh,
is
no,
going
that
on?
was...
I'm trying to connect from my phone as well. I should be able to do that. I should be able to just jump in on my phone.
With Facebook message, did we didn't do FaceTime with Mo and Jason, did we?
No, we did FaceTime from Apple because you had my phone.
Oh, okay. I thought we used Facebook Messenger.
No, but I should be able to jump into a call with my other phone, and with Patrick and do this. But it's not giving me the option.
We need Mo on this show just to do the technical
See,
side
now
of
it's
it.
calling you again,
Yeah.
which it shouldn't be doing. And I don't want to create a new one. Oh, I hate technology.
How did you do it before? You don't remember, do you?
No, I don't, and I do. Although Patrick called me this time, and I called Mo and Jason last time.
Well, then why don't we hang up and then call Patrick back?
Yeah, I'm going to call you back and see if this works.
Hello.
So I'm going to call you back and see if this works.
Okay.
I love technical issues while we're doing live stuff. It's awesome.
Yeah. No worries, boys.
Except we're not live. All right, I'll call you back here in a few minutes. Okay, so I'm going to hit a new FaceTime with Patrick and I'm going to call myself 5.
This is awesome.
Isn't it? It's great. I love.
Well, you know what? You do that. I'll read another fact about one of our founding forgers, Paul Revere. Patrick should love this, hearing about all our people that
I know.
killed the Brits.
I don't want a new FaceTime. I want
In
to.
1775, Paul Revere famously rode out of Boston at midnight to not warn his fellow patriots, but warn them
All right.
that the British were planning a launch on Lexington. But how did the word spread so fast and effectively? Because the people he was warning were at the many taverns at which he stopped on the way.
Okay, I don't see Patrick. I see both of my screens on here.
I can hear you.
I can hear Patrick in my headphones.
All right, so
According to his own
I still
journals,
can't hear Randy though. I can hear him.
he may have a few toots before the ride was over. So Paul Revere,
The screen is. I have no screen. I just have audio.
okay, I've got that.
I'm just trying to connect my earphones again because for some reason they're not connected.
yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on.
Is it because it's international?
It shouldn't be.
I just see me on the phone. Hello?
I'm gonna hit join. It's not. I hate technology. You know what? Fuck this. I'm gonna do this my way. Another way. Get your phone out.
I did it my way. I got my phone.
All right.
So, yeah, basically, Paul Revere didn't just ride through the streets really fast. He stopped at taverns to tell everybody, hey, guess what? Brits are coming. They're really slow because it's really old and they don't have Teslas. And he had a few drinks along the way.
I don't blame him.
According to his own journals.
I'd have a few drinks too.
We are. We're
We have
basically like Paul Revere right now.
Yeah.
We're trying to warn people that a British person is coming onto the show while having a few drinks along the way. Maybe, if Martelle can figure this out.
I'm having so many issues.
I like watching you get all flustered.
Yeah.
This is driving me nuts. I was going to try Facebook and see if I can get Facebook to work.
But do you want to do it via WhatsApp?
I don't have WhatsApp.
You really are a techno retard, aren't you?
No, I'm not. No, I am not. But
Please tell me everybody could hear that.
Via Facebook.
no one could hear that.
It's in my headphones, though.
I know. Is it in your headphones?
Yeah, I can
Oh,
hear
you heard-
Patrick in my headphones.
It might be Randy's mic then, because I can hear him through, but it sounds like I'm hearing it through your mic. It's not clear.
It shouldn't be though. That's the thing. Like,
It shouldn't be, but it might be. But I can hear him in my headphones, clearly.
okay.
It's a little quiet, but I can hear him.
Yeah, because you should be able to hear Randy just fine, and myself. And I don't know. I was going to try Facebook Messenger, and do the call that way.
Okay.
Yeah. See, now I can hear you just fine.
I've put onto a mic on my earphones, that's why.
Okay.
But Randy, speak.
Yeah, hello.
I can hear him through your solicitor.
All right. I'll try. My microphone's fucked up too.
This is all fine. It's
All right. I'm gonna try Facebook Messenger and see what happens. All right, we'll try that. This is fun. This makes such a great show. All right. Give me a couple seconds here.
He straight called you out. That was so
I know.
funny.
I'm fine with it, though. Like, I have no issues with it. All right, so you've got Facebook Messenger. We have Facebook Messenger.
Correct.
Allow access to Facebook Messenger and a microphone. Sharing video in 3, 2, 1. You should get something. He should get something. We should all get something. I can hear it in my headset.
Join.
All right, mute your phone so we don't get feedback.
All right.
There we go. I can see 3 people. I see 2 people.
Hey.
Can you
Well,
hear?
I'm as big as 2 myself, so you're seeing 3 people.
Hang on a minute. Now I've got to figure out the audio on my end because it's on the speaker, not my phone.
Oh, I can
Not
hear
my
you
earphones.
just fine, though. Can you hear Randy?
Randy, speak.
Hello, hello. Check,
Yeah,
check,
I think
check,
I can.
check,
Hold on a
check.
minute.
I'm getting like a weird reverb thing.
It's coming from Patrick's side.
oh,
or it's
my
coming-
volume was up on my phone.
Oh, well, turn your volume down.
I did. We're good. Let me see if I can get
How
my
we
phone
doing?
in
We
this
good?
stand.
I think we're good. Can you hear Randy okay? I mean, he's
I can hear Patrick
Randy.
fine.
I can see Randy as well now.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was trying to go for. All right.
I don't know if my phone's going to sit in your phone holder thing.
It opens up. It gets bigger.
Yeah, but I got the...
Oh, you got that goofy shit. Take that goofy shit off your phone.
No. I like it.
Well, then don't.
It makes it easier to hold in my fat hand.
Well, if you're going to make him sit down while you're standing at a desk,
Well, that's my choice. He has a choice to sit down,
Yeah.
which he promptly broke my chair when he sat down today.
I broke his chair when I fell into it today. I started sitting down, and my back went, and I just broke his chair.
I'm with you. I'm sitting down.
There you go.
But I always stand. I have a standing desk that goes.
So-
I have 2 standing desks actually.
So how do we know Patrick?
Well,
I didn't want to. Hold on a minute. I didn't want to stand up because I didn't want to tower over all of you looking down at me.
yeah, you are like 8 foot tall.
Not quite, but
I think we found
I'm
our.
larger than average.
It's close enough.
I think we found our third person for the show.
It's like he's like 3 stones. Remember that conversation we had?
He's like 9 hands high.
265 pounds.
Well, that's only 40 pounds off of me.
Can I rotate this? Maybe
Yeah, I just spread it over 6'5".
Yeah.
6'5".
That's why I could
6'5"
fit into a
each.
race. It's why I could fit into a race suit and you couldn't.
Well, it's
you're
because I'm fat.
Sorry.
Nothing made me
That's
happier than
great.
finding out that Martelle was too fat for something for once.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I did, as he did say, I did look over and just go, no chance.
No, I tried on both of them. One of them, it was like Chris Farley and David Spade's
In the
coat,
coat.
and the other one was like I got 2 legs in and an arm, and that was about it.
So you met Patrick through Genetti, through
Yes.
the racing. Okay.
Yeah. So I met Patrick at Indy.
Okay.
Well,
So that's the
Yeah,
only
at
reason he's
Indy.
listening to our show then.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The only reason, yeah.
By the way, I think you might have 2 UK listeners because I never download it. I'll stream it. So if somebody's downloading it in the UK, it's not me.
Oh well,
All right.
Congratulations, you've got more listeners than you thought.
but we do have some people listening in Russia too, and I'm pretty sure it's Vladimir Putin.
Yeah, it's got to be.
That's the only person in Russia, so it's got to be Putin.
It's the only one that's allowed to listen to podcasts anyway. So what time is it there, Patrick?
It is just gone 6:30 in the afternoon, in the evening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
'Cause
so it's only 5 hours. It's a 5-hour
I'm a
difference.
stupid American, and Martell said it was going to be like 6:30 your time, and then I saw you drinking something, and I was like, huh, that's really good. That's an early breakfast. So what do you have in there?
I'm drinking some very, very inexpensive but very good Spanish red wine.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
I like a good red wine.
There's nothing. We don't care about price. If it's good, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this cost literally, I think it was under €2 a bottle, which is about $2.
Wow.
Holy shit, we can't get anything like that here.
I was going to say, can I get that shipped here for $4? Because that's still cheaper than like Yellowtail or Barefoot.
My parents went to Spain for 5 weeks and came back with a lot of it.
See, you know what?
I would too for that price.
This is one of the reasons I hate living in the U.S. Like, I like living here. We get to do a lot of shit that other countries can't do, but we are not allowed to travel with more than 2 bottles of wine.
I didn't.
We
know that.
can't. Yeah, we can't go to the UK and bring back.
Oh, I was
40
thinking
bottles
across
of
state
wine.
lines. You're talking other countries.
Yeah.
We're now restricted because obviously the UK left the European Union.
Yeah.
Sorry, the UKizzle left the UG something else. We never call it that, by the way. I've had a word with DJ Dingo about that.
I love Mo.
Shout out, Mo.
Yeah, we got restricted up until about 10 months ago. We could literally load the car up and to the hilt and come back with as much booze as we wanted.
We can do that
because,
as I said, we can do that going across state lines, but we can't do that going from one country to another.
Well, unless you're coming in across the border, and then you can do what you want coming across from Mexico.
That's true.
Well, we can go. We can take
true.
whatever we want to Mexico, but we can't bring back whatever we want from Mexico. Because I would totally bring back a donkey show.
No, I think what he's doing is definitely making an immigration joke there, Martell. Definitely where he's going with
you
that.
You missed the whole donkey show comment.
Oh, I didn't even hear it. Yeah, you're right.
Someone I know was trying to get me to move to Tennessee, and I said, I don't know, I can't get in across the border at the moment because the border's closed. You went just fly to Mexico and walk in.
It's much
pretty
easier.
accurate.
Much easier.
Well, I told a story about Jose, the guy that I used to work with. He was an illegal. We washed cars together when I worked at the car dealership, and he got picked up by ICE. 2 weeks later, he was back at the dealership again. He got picked up again. 2 weeks later, he was back at the dealership. I'm like, how the hell are you doing this?
Yeah, I walked.
Hey, listen, that does show a desire to work.
Yeah,
but it's like he's the sort of person you want in the country because he wants to work, and probably, depending on where you are in America, you don't pay tax anyway.
Well, I pay a lot of
I was
taxes.
gonna say, here we pay a lot of taxes.
I pay way too much in taxes.
You're in Dayton, Ohio?
No, I'm in Central Ohio.
Yeah, we're both from Central Ohio area.
Is it Mo that's in Dayton?
Mo's in Dayton.
How close is he to Kettering?
He is like a stone's throw away, like 15, 20 minutes.
Not like a stone in weight, though, like an actual stone.
Right. Yeah, he's
the
not
reason
far.
why I say this is because 5 minutes down the road, where I was actually born, is Kettering, Northamptonshire.
Oh,
nice.
See, Ohio has Ohio is
twinned with Kettering.
Well, let me.
Yeah, Ohio's full of other
you,
cities that are named after other cities.
We have Milan, which they pronounce Milan, and get very mad if you say Milan. We have a Paris, Ohio, London, Ohio,
Lima,
Ohio,
which is
Peru, Ohio.
We have East Liverpool, which is actually named after Liverpool, England.
As you, what name are you going under? Brandon, Martelle?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Which one are we going under?
It's all the same.
Okay, as he will tell you, I am a massive fan of pointing out that it doesn't surprise me that you call things under different names, spell them the technically correct way, because you're still bastardizing the language.
Bread pudding's just gravy.
It's really not.
I'm not even going to argue that we have totally trashed the language, because the American English language is a mess.
It's bread sauce, and gravy's a different thing.
Bread sauce, okay.
Bread sauce and gravy are pretty close.
They might be to you. They're not to me.
Okay, so I've got a friend here that lives in Central Ohio. Actually, two, but one specifically.
Randy has two friends.
Well, two friends and an acquaintance. But two British friends that now live here in Central Ohio. They've been over here working, raising their family and all that. And one of them always talks about, he gets excited when he can get back home, especially after COVID, and get certain British foods and snacks. But one thing he was telling me about is, I think it's blood sausage.
Yeah.
And all he talks about is how nasty it is. And he said, don't listen to any other European. It's disgusting.
It's like haggis.
It's not quite. It's
no, just
black pudding.
In the nastiness.
It's called black pudding. Basically, it's dry. It's dried blood.
Yeah.
That sounds awful.
I mean, haggis is gross.
Bacon, sausage, egg, black pudding, haggis, bit of brown sauce on it. Wild.
Yeah, I bet it's wild, but you lost me in dried blood. I would try it.
It's beautiful.
I know
but it's a really acquired taste.
It sounds like it. Blood, even for Americans, I think blood is an acquired taste.
Yeah.
No, I love it. I love learning and talking with him about things. We joke back and forth, obviously.
So next time you speak to him, get him to tell you the difference between gravy and bread sauce, and he will. And then you can let the unintelligent one in the bottom of the screen.
I'll tag. I mean, I've got him on Facebook. I'll tag Martelle and him both, and we'll just have a discussion.
I mean, I'm all for gravy, some bread sauce, but
I've never even heard the term bread sauce before now.
You always have it Christmas Day with turkey.
Christmas with
I might have. I might make some this year. Send me a good recipe.
Here's the problem. Whatever he sends...
Send me your mom's recipe.
Whatever he sends is going to be one of two things. Bland and flavorless, or very good due to spices they stole over the years. Oh, man. That's what I love... There was a meme that went around that talked about all the museums in Europe and in England specifically.
Yeah.
How everything's stolen artwork from all the wars over the years. I send that stuff to my British friend, and he rolls right with the punches. Great sense of humor.
I'm all right with that because we've got history.
Yeah.
You guys made history.
Well, yeah.
By taking it from everybody else.
Well, you're all...
Well, so did the Germans, but...
You're all treasonous colonials to me anyway, so...
Fair enough.
Hey, I'm fine with that. I mean, that's perfectly acceptable in my book.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all good.
I'm super treasonous.
Right.
So what was your... Jumping back to Indy. So we met at Indy, and we had a good time there.
It was... You missed some entertainment at Tacos and Tequilas.
I know, and Mo and I were literally 5 minutes down the street from that place. But that's where I told Andre to take you guys after that race.
Wait, did you guys pass?
Story about that? Story about that place.
Did you pass on going out for tacos and tequila?
So Mo and I had been up since 5 o'clock that morning, along with everybody else, obviously. But
and you guys went out.
No, we went back to our Airbnb and passed out. And completely missed tacos.
Oh, so you intended to go?
We intended to go. We just fell asleep.
Hold on. Didn't you not pass out and just watch Squid Game?
Well, let me rephrase that. Mo passed out. I watched like 10 episodes of Squid Game, and
typical Americans
in between sleeping. I did fall asleep a couple times. I had to like wake up and restart it.
Can't rely on those guys.
Uncouth.
Lazy fucking Americans.
So we were getting picked up. Andrea had, because obviously we only had one car there because various different things to do with the events of that weekend. So Andrea was ferrying people back in, and she picked us up. So we're going to Tacos and Tequilas. And then she got in the car and went, if you are lying to me, I'm going to be extremely disappointed. And expecting it to be a complete, I'm winding Patrick up. We're not going to Tacos and Tequilas. And we pulled up at this place, and I was like,
well, Mo and I went there the day before. Mo and I went there the day before, and I was like, holy shit, this is good. And Andrea, she sends me a message, and she's like, so where should we go for dinner tonight? And I'm like, well, that Tacos and Tequilas place that Mo and I went, that was pretty good. And I'm like, we'll meet you over there. Let us know when. And I think that's about the time. I did end up falling asleep, and I think that's about the time I fell asleep is when she sent me a text back. And I'm like, all right. Yeah. So I text her back, and I said, all right, Mo and I will head up. She's like, well, we're getting ready to leave. I'm like, well, shit, never mind.
Yeah. Well, we the guy who worked in there, the owner, the old dude, had an excellent sense of humor.
Good.
Like just basically took the piss out of white people. It's great. At the end of it, I went to the bar and I was like, because you can't go to somewhere like that and not have tequila. So
right.
I was like, can I get a tequila, please? I went, nothing that's cheap shit, and nothing where I need to remortgage my house.
Right.
And he said, what are we talking? I said, what would you drink? And he went, I'll get one of these. And I was looking at the bottles and then looking at the bottles on that side. I was like, that's definitely the expensive side. This is either going to be averagely priced and terrible, or it's going to be averagely priced and very good. I was like, the old boy didn't screw me over. I'll say that.
What was it? Do you remember?
Tequila.
I was going to say, if he had enough, he doesn't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it said on the bottle because he literally poured it and went, that's the stuff I drink. Put it back up.
I like
then
the
it was
stuff.
like, and then it was like, just held the credit card machine there where I don't even know how much I'm paying.
There you go.
I like the stuff called Hornitos, and I call it Hornitos. And it's
as long as it's not Sierra tequila, we're good.
No, it's not Sierra.
No, it's not Sierra. Yeah, Hornitos is pretty good. I've had I went to Habaneros, which we've talked about. I know you haven't listened to all our show for the last 3 years.
No, only the ones I was involved in.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't blame you. The rest of them are garbage. Complete trash.
I'm losing my mind. There we go.
There you go. You're back.
I only listen to the ones I'm involved in, too.
I don't listen to hardly any. Yes. But, my cousin's like, I'm going to buy a shot of tequila. We're at a Mexican restaurant. And I said, okay. Well, he bought Jose Cuervo silver. One of the high-end Jose Cuervos.
Silver.
Is that the higher one?
It's one of them.
Yeah.
As long as it's not Jose Cuervo. Jose Cuervo Gold is vomit inducing.
That's garbage.
Yeah, it wasn't gold. It definitely was gold. It was a clear tequila. It was on the higher shelf at Habanero, one of the higher shelves.
Yeah.
I think it was silver. But, I've never had, before that time, I'd never done a shot of tequila. It was really good. But I'm not a tequila guy overall, but I love, they have frozen margaritas there that are to die for.
Good tequila is fantastic.
Yeah.
I agree.
So what, so you came to, well, you were in Indy, which Indiana's basically just Ohio West. It's the same state.
Yeah, and it's just a racetrack. That's it.
Yeah, there's like...
Yeah, it's a it depends who you speak to. If you speak to some people, it's a racetrack, cocaine and hookers.
Yeah.
Well, where were the cocaine and hookers?
I don't know. Well, they might have been in that strip club that's just down the road from our hotel. You know it's bad when you've got to pay to go in.
Yeah.
So if you've been to Indiana...
We walked past it and there's people queuing to go in. I was like, not even I'd walk in that place.
Yeah.
It looked like the sort of place you'd catch syphilis on the door.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to catch it just standing in line, not just at the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've been to Indiana, you've basically been to Ohio.
We were just,
And you came here and had tacos and tequila, which is, that's an American thing, right? What if I was to come visit you in England, where would I go and what would I eat and drink? Like, what would you recommend that I have to try? A beer, liquor, food?
Well, if you come into the UK, liquor, you're going to drink a good quality whiskey.
Okay.
A scotch or a whiskey?
Well, firstly, bourbon's not whiskey, but
no, bourbon is whiskey. It starts as whiskey.
If it starts and mutates into something else, it's not whiskey.
Well, that's what scotch is.
The fact that he just sat back and took a deep breath, he's like,
whiskey starts as whiskey and stays whiskey. a nice single malt whiskey.
Okay, so what's the difference between American whiskey and British whiskey then? Or bourbon and British whiskey?
One tastes good, the other's American.
Which makes it amazing. I mean,
I love Patrick. He needs to be on the show on a regular basis.
We can
because
absolutely
honestly, he's
figured
me,
out,
but British. He's just talking
now
trash.
Now he's figured out the tech.
Yeah,
I was talking trash to him about 20 minutes after I met him.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, it was there was no.
So he fits right in with us.
When I called him a proper British prick, he got offended.
Yeah,
said
probably because you missed. It was probably because you probably would have misspelt one of the words. But.
Probably because I misspelled the word "except" the other day.
Martelle can't spell period. It doesn't matter the language.
No, period. PRUD.
I was talking more just a generalization of the nationality.
Oh well, yeah, no, I know what
too.
you were saying. Believe me.
There's that too. Although I do spell color COLOUR.
Well done.
I've always spelled it that way.
That U stands for unnecessary.
Well, it may, but that's just how, because I got in trouble in school for spelling it that way.
It might be unnecessary. It still should be there.
I don't disagree.
It's like California.
California doesn't need to be here at all.
You're not going to get arguments from us about California.
California can fall off the
Matter of
mountain.
fact, I'll give you guys back California. Take Florida too while you're at it.
Oh no, we got to keep Florida.
No, you're okay.
I want Florida.
I was California for me. California, Florida, and New York can be British. I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, you can have New York back too.
You can have them all. He said, nope, don't want them.
Most of the 13 original colonies.
Here's one thing I will say that most dumb Americans don't realize, and we were talking about crossing state lines. And when I talk with international people online or whatever, you say you're from Ohio, they know where you're from because they know it's in America.
Educated?
They are educated, and we're not. But people don't understand how big America is. Like if we drove from here to Texas, if Patrick left England and drove that same distance, he could visit a multitude of nationalities and cultures.
He'd be in Asia.
Yeah, like
I used to live out in Norway. If you drove from the top of Norway to the bottom of Norway, from the very top of Norway to the very bottom of Norway, it would be quicker to drive from the top of Denmark to the bottom of Spain.
Jesus,
put that into American miles.
Can we get that
a long way?
A long way. Give me a state to a state.
Kilometers.
Of course, last episode Martelle was trying to figure out how we went through Virginia.
That's because we don't need to.
I saw a post a screenshot of a post where a girl said, "Goodbye, America. Hello, New York City." And that told me all I need to know about our general population.
Because people are dumb. I will say,
Well,
this is probably...
They can't all be educated in the great state of OHIO.
No, there's no education here. It's just a bunch of
Again,
backwoods
not going to
rednecks.
argue with you on that.
I was going to say, no, there's no education. They're there for education reasons / making money for the university playing football.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
yeah, pretty much. But, so anyway...
Ohio's got a lot of hidden things going for it. Honestly, most...
Syphilis and herpes are not hidden.
No, that's what I'm talking about. The clap. That's
the opioid and
I
pandemic.
was joking.
No, dude, trust me, you're not going to offend me. No, there are things. I mean, there are national institutes. There are a lot of big companies. A lot of smart people come from Ohio. Celebrities from Ohio, presidents, astronauts, and all that. But people
but
that
they
never
don't say they're from Ohio.
No, you're
Well, no,
right.
just John Glenn.
Yeah. What's funny though is like John Glenn and Drew Carey. That's about it.
Yeah.
And LeBron.
And Cleveland sucks. And LeBron can fuck off.
We'll give England LeBron too. You can have him.
Yeah.
No, but what's funny is
we'll give him to France.
No, just give him to China.
What's funny though is that people that weren't born in Ohio or haven't lived in Ohio obviously don't know a lot about Ohio. They only know what they see. It's kind of like us. I've never been to England. I've never been overseas at all. I've never left the country, admittedly. So there's so much I don't even know. Like I'm admittedly uneducated in other cultures and other places. I only know what I see online.
If I took off my trips to America, South Africa, and Australia, you've probably traveled more linear distance within your country than I have around Europe.
Yeah, probably. But it's just funny to me the difference in
basically you live in like the European Union, but on the other side of the Atlantic.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, it's funny though when I think about in talking to other Americans that are uneducated, just idiots. But you only know about each place that you've never been to from what you see online, right? So like California, I've never been there. I only know what I see. I know what I see in the news, what I see in memes, what I see in videos. Same with Florida. Yeah. I've been to Florida twice now, but we get this view and make these decisions or these ideas in our head of what a place is like. But you've been to Indiana, so you have a pretty good grasp on what Ohio's like. You don't need to visit Ohio. It's about the same.
Indiana. Yeah, I've been that sort of. I've been Ohio. I've been that sort of
that
Central
region.
East.
Yeah. Now my dad grew up. My grandpa was in the military, so my dad lived in England for a bit. He lived in Germany, a couple other countries, I forget where, and then all over the U.S. So he's told me stories, and I've always wanted to go visit England and Germany because he said you got to tour actual castles that are hundreds of years old, and like here we've got like our oldest stuff is from like the 1800s.
We have castles in Ohio.
Yeah, we don't have castles that have been around since like the knights were going around stabbing people for no reason.
No, not in mid. Well, we have restaurants though called Medieval Times that has all that for us.
Go watch jousting. We have the Renaissance Fair. But I've always loved history, and not just I love American history, but world history, and I've loved to go see some of those sites.
Patrick's like, what did I get myself
typical
into?
Americans. Hey,
fucking Americans.
He wanted to call us.
Just no. You're fine, Randy. It's just the other one.
Yeah, I'm the idiot. It's fine. I'm fine with that though. No,
anyway, sorry. Let's stop diverging from this thing. Indianapolis.
So
Indianapolis.
So
I was there. Jason got me over. He'd been trying to get me over all season to work for Revere Racing.
Okay.
And I was gonna put the t-shirt up because I actually had one of the long sleeves on earlier because it's colder. It got me over to. He's been trying to get me over for a while, but obviously with COVID and traveling COVID, it was just impossible.
Yeah.
And he randomly sent me a message saying, "Can you get to Indy in 10 days' time?" I was like, "Yeah."
That's really short notice.
Like, cool. Yeah, I sort of had just finished where I was working and trying to figure out what I was going to do, and I was like, "Yeah, I can do it." So let's do it. And it was like within 3 days, Lara had basically booked my flights.
Oh, nice.
I was like, "Cool." by all accounts, that was pretty quick for really
Yeah.
racing. So yeah, he got me over, and I was working as one of the race mechanics on. Did I say the 91 car?
Yeah, you were on the 191 was out of commission because it blew the motor.
Yeah, so it was the 91 car. I was officially on 91, but then we pitched and did all sorts, and had a good time. I was basically there probably more for everyone's entertainment purposes.
I was entertained while you were there. Thoroughly entertained.
I've been entertained just from this call.
It's I'm not shy of a quip.
So, in doing so, in working on the 91 car and being at Indy, what were your impressions of Indianapolis as a whole? And
That's exactly how I would describe Indianapolis.
well, yeah, as a whole.
To be honest, the hotel was really nice. I didn't have the best experience getting there. I'm not going to lie.
Okay. Well, don't
we
lie.
landed,
This is no one's listening. Let's
after-
be honest. We got maybe 4 listeners.
We've got my family and you 2 people in the UK. That's it.
Yeah. Well, and Mo and Jason.
I was going to say a couple of the race team will probably listen to it when they figure out I'm on it.
Right. We'll tag them.
Maybe.
I'm not going to upset Jason.
Oh, you won't upset Jason. He'll be fine.
Who cares? It's not like he's going to drive over and beat you up.
No, you can't upset Janetti. He's all right. He's a good boy. He's a good egg.
Oh, I've known him for like 10 years.
So I had travelled. I got up at 4:30 in the morning UK time, and I had travelled. Basically, I'd been awake for 24 hours when I landed in Indianapolis.
Ooh.
And after a 6-hour layover in JFK.
Oh, man.
I paid to go into a I paid $20 to go into a lounge. I drank my $20 worth.
Nice.
and had probably one of the worst lounge sandwiches I've ever experienced.
Well, I'm not surprised.
That's actually Indiana's state motto. Come to Indiana.
That was JFK.
Oh, that was JFK.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
the
just
beer-
airport
yeah.
food in general was bad.
The beer came out of a bottle, so I know it can be too bad.
Well,
It was
Bud Light.
Mexican.
Hold on. Bud Light comes out of a bottle.
I
and
would
it's
say,
awful.
what beer?
It was the one that the virus may or may not be named after.
Oh, okay.
So not American.
So it was not American, but I drank enough of it to get my $20. So
There you go.
I was in a good mood when
Okay.
I arrived in Indianapolis, and then I had arrived and my bag had not left New York.
Nice.
So
Welcome to America.
yeah, great. Cheers,
Yeah.
thanks. So at this point, I'm tired. Had a few beers inside me. The guy in the baggage counter was actually really good. He found me highly entertaining. The lady who barged in and started to complain while I was midway through the thing, she got shut down very quickly.
Was she like an employee or just another person on a flight?
Oh, just another person on a plane.
Okay.
I was there trying to explain to the guy my bag wasn't there and giving him a description. She barged in. You've damaged my bags. You've done this. You've done that. And I literally just turned around and said, "At least you've got your fucking bag, love."
Yeah. Shut up.
And she just like, "Oh, you can't talk to me like that." I was like, "I don't care."
Yes, I can.
Why can't I talk to you?
Was
like
she
that?
American?
She was. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why
that's-
you can't talk to her like that.
I don't know British people well. I've never been there. I only know a couple personally, but that's a very American sounding thing where some lady just comes up and thinks she has the right to barge in front of you.
I was
and-
like, I pointed out very politely that the gentleman behind the counter was working and dealing with somebody. You shouldn't just walk in and shout at people because it's rude.
Yeah.
And she was like, "But my bag's damaged." I was like, "Well, at least you got one."
Yeah. Well, that's a
Silver lining.
She started to talk, and I said, "Listen, love, I don't have any clean underwear for tomorrow morning, so your broken back can wait."
Perfect response.
yeah. See, and that's the part that I hate about Americans is they are fucking entitled.
It just put me in a bad mood to start with, and then luckily I got my Uber to the hotel. The Uber picked me up. He was like, "Any bags?" I was like, somewhere.
Yeah, can you go to New York for me and get them?
And he was like, okay, cool. Not here? He's like, no, they're in New York. He's like, yeah, it's been problems all day. Like,
Yeah, they could be in Utah for all you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
they told you they were in New York.
Because obviously you get sent the tracking thing. I woke up to a message the next morning saying my bags were on a flight to Atlanta.
makes total sense.
Yep.
And then you got to work it out of, okay, there's a flight from Atlanta to Indianapolis. It's like, okay, cool. I'll get my bags around mid-afternoon.
Yeah, I actually
they were at the hotel when I arrived. So after day 2,
that's not terrible. I actually was planning.
Not.
I was trying to I got irritated the other night, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm flying out to see Jason and Andrea, and I was looking for flights, and flights out there are going to cost. I'm a cheap ass. A round trip flight was going to cost me by myself about $670.
That's not cheap.
That's not cheap. So I was looking for cheaper flights. Well, I found a cheaper flight. Well, I found a more expensive flight. Let me change. I found a more expensive flight that had 2 layovers. One in Florida. So I'm flying from Ohio. I'm flying east to Florida, southeast to Florida. Then I was flying to Chicago and then to Phoenix. Each layover was at least 2 hours.
That makes perfect sense.
Right. How much was that flight?
$724.
I can fly premium economy, which gives me 2 bags and a bigger seat from London to Phoenix for 800 and something pounds.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So about $860 US dollars.
Yeah. Something like that.
I could have flown. There was no direct flights, and I hate doing layover flights. Let me rephrase it. I don't mind doing a layover flight if it's like 30, 40 minutes. But
enough time to get comfortably across the airport if you have to. Yeah.
All of the flights had a layover in Denver. I
don't get that.
The shortest layover was 2 hours for
insane.
$666.
The
longest layover was 8 hours for $667.
You better give me a hotel with
there was
that
a
layover.
$1 difference between the 2
dumb.
flights.
You see, I've got one of these. I've got this travel bank card, Revolut bank card, which means I can flick money from currency to currency, no fees.
Yeah.
But also, it gives me the option to pay $20 to go into a lounge.
Oh.
If I was in the lounge for $20 for
8 hours
that long, for 8 hours, they'd need to get me a wheelchair to take me to the plane.
Wheelchair? I'd need a gurney and an IV. I'd be in a hospital.
Yeah, I had an 8-hour layover one time. Is when I went out to Chicago for a training for this company. I was selling insurance. Terrible job. But the shuttle dropped us off at O'Hare at roughly 8:30 in the morning. My flight was like 6 at night or something. And at that point, I'd never been... I'd never been to a big airport like that. The only time I flew before that was when I was like 11 or 12 and we flew to Disney World with my parents. So I get dropped off at O'Hare in the morning. I just start walking around. I find those people mover things. So I just start taking those to different parts of the airport. Like I had
ain't no way.
8.5, 9 hours to kill and no way to go anywhere.
Well, Chicago and O'Hare is the worst airport on the...
And the company dropped us off,
planet.
Their shuttle, and we're all flying out of O'Hare. Some people's flights were at like 9:30 in the morning, 10 in the morning. Mine just happened to be at like 6 at night. So, I went to O'Hare and I felt like Tom Hanks in the movie Terminal. I felt like I was just living there by the time my flight rolled around.
O'Hare is the worst for scheduling. You'll get off the plane at 6 o'clock, but you have a connecting flight at 6:10, and it's literally on the other side of the airport, and there's no chance of crossing that airport in 10 minutes.
It's huge.
You're doing some O.J. Simpson shit in like the 1980s on the commercial. Like you're hurdling,
killing people.
You're jumping over. No, 80s, not 90s.
Killing people, yeah.
80s.
Get in the white Bronco.
You're going to go and ask for your gloves back at security.
Well, at some point, yeah. And
no, my gloves are in New York.
They're in L.A.
That was bad. The worst city I've flown into just from seeing it, because I love getting the window seat. I like seeing takeoff. I like watching the ground leave. I like coming into a city. When I flew to Arizona, we flew into Tucson, but we had to go through Atlanta. So we leave Columbus. I know Columbus. I'm looking out and going, oh, there's that and this and that. And as we fly into Atlanta, all I see is smog.
Yeah.
It was just like this foggy, misty nastiness hung over the city. And we were there for, I think I had like an hour and a half layover, which wasn't terrible. I had no desire to go anywhere. I just went to my next terminal and waited to get out of Atlanta. Like, that was my Atlanta experience. Flying into Tucson was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Mountains,
It's all
the
desert
desert.
and mountains and snow caps.
It was beautiful, but Atlanta looked like a city I don't want to step foot in.
It's not great. Don't go there.
No desire.
I mean,
none.
But anyway, we digress.
Anyway.
Back to...
Yes.
So
you
get your bag the second day, and that's where we left
and
off.
life is good at that point. You've got clean pants.
So you got your underwear. You can change.
Yep.
Get a proper
Life is
shower.
good.
How was being an engineer or a mechanic on the car?
It was odd to start with.
Okay. Yeah, because everybody needs to keep in mind that this is the first time like this entire team has actually done anything together.
Yeah.
Like everybody has kind of been thrown together for this race from all different walks of life. And
I was going to say, what's your background?
I'm a car mechanic by trade. I'm a diagnostic tech, but like being a car mechanic in Europe and the UK is slightly different. So you don't have like a brake mechanic and a transmission mechanic. We do it all.
Yeah, it's the same thing here, unless you're on a race team.
Well, I was going to say race teams are different. We have mechanics that do it all too. They get certified to do everything.
Yeah, whatever.
So
ASE mechanics. Yeah.
Yeah, so like that's what I do. I'm a like diagnostic technician by trade. I do fault finding and large scale repairs. Basically, the last place I worked out, if there was a gearbox to be stripped, I did it. Basically, if there was an engine to be stripped, I did it. You know, because confident enough to do it, and it's all good. So it was weird because like that's my trade, and I kind of we were looking into running problems with the 91 car. I get the numbers mixed up. The car that we ended up using, not the one that went bang.
Yeah, so the 91 car was the sprint car that had to be set up for endurance, and the 191 car is the one that exploded for the endurance race. I think that's what it was.
It's the other way around. It's the other way around.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's the other way around. Yeah. The endurance car was the one we ended up using for the sprint.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, I'm just trying to find the phone charger. So we had some running problems with that and with ongoing issues with it. And it's sort of like, I know I'm new to the team, so there's going to be slight sort of hesitation in what's this guy actually know and what's he, what can he do? So my first involvement with the team was actually with some Windex, and I was cleaning the car.
Windex, but I will say Windex is like the best thing to clean anything.
Yeah.
What do you agree?
But then, like, we were going into it, and we were saying, and we were trying to figure out what's going wrong with it, and I was like, it could be like pointing out some problems with it, and like Vesco would say, no, it's not that, and then the guy from Lamborghini comes down and goes, yeah, it probably is that. And it's just like it was an odd experience in that respect, because it's like you don't like, because I'm new in there. Brandon Bravo. By the way, that kid, he's great tech.
Yeah,
really good, right? Really good tech. But like Vesco, who was sort of overseeing everything, I don't have his trust. So trying to say things that it might be and trying to do things, you haven't got that guy's trust. No matter how much Jason said, he's a car tech, he's a diagnostic tech, he's this and that, and
yeah, he knows his shit.
Because Lara wasn't there as well. Lara had seen my CV and knows that I do all this stuff. Vesco, I was just this guy who was coming in from the UK to help work on cars when needed.
Yeah,
yeah. To be honest, I think he would have been quite happy if I was doing that.
I heard. So I did not talk to Vesco while we were there. I didn't have a chance to meet him.
Lucky bastard.
But I'm not going to say.
Tell us how you really feel, Patrick.
Well, no, he doesn't have to. I'll do it for him. I did not hear great things about Vesco, and I don't have any intentions in next season of talking to him or meeting him. I mean, whatever, wherever I go for Jason to do photos and things like that, I don't know that I need to interact with him. I heard not just from
like he was odd, but then again, like he was Bulgarian or Hungarian, so I once I knew that, I knew what I was getting into.
Right.
But then when we were packing away, as much as he was strange and stuff like that, we were packing away. He turned around and backed us in something that was happening when we were packing the truck. The guys in the truck next door were being a bunch of assholes, and he stepped in and was like, "Well, oh, hang on, mate. We're all trying to do this. We're all trying to do that." And it was like, if we're in your way, we're sorry. And this guy was like, he's like, "Well, okay, if you don't want our apology, mate, off you go." And he was backing the guys at that point, which I thought was nice for that to happen at some point during the weekend.
I was going to say, I kind of wish he would have done that throughout the entire weekend personally. I mean, I did listen into the radio, some of the radio chatter and stuff while we were in the pit, and it wasn't, it honestly, it wasn't the greatest. And like, again, I don't know Vesco. I mean, I know he's got like 20 plus years in racing, and you know, it's,
well, it kind of sounds more like the sibling type thing, right? Where you'll fight with your family or your team, but you're also going to be the first to defend them, right? Like if somebody else tries to encroach.
I mean, I think he's one of the part owners of Reardon as well, so he has responsibility to fight Reardon's corner in that respect. But it's like, from my point of view, he could have just been probably more positive.
Oh no, absolutely. I think
so. You saying that something you said stuck out to me was he was either Bulgarian or Hungarian or something, and so you kind of know what you're getting into. This is not race related so much, but you're obviously more world traveled than I am. Overall, I mean, personal opinion. This is just for our podcast, which is a podcast about nothing. Aside from British folks, who are the folks you like the most, and who are the folks you like the least? Straight stereotypes and generalizations and all that.
I love the Aussies. I like the Aussies and the South Africans. You know exactly where you stand.
That's good.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
But with the South Africans, you know exactly where you stand, and the Australians, they'll call you everything under the sun. They'll swear more than me.
Oh, I'm fine with that.
That sounds
too.
like my kind of people. Yeah,
yeah, I'm good with that.
That's one thing my mom said. My mommy told me
with respect with what I've said with Vesco. I mean, I work with a lot of Eastern Europeans, and it's just that general demeanor of miserable.
Yeah.
That reminds me of the movie Euro Trip, where they actually end up in Eastern Europe. It's just like a crap hole, and they're like, "Uh-oh, here we are. Like we're screwed."
Yeah, that's It's a very
just bleak outlook on life.
I mean, I've had some run-ins with Hungarians, and they're very bland, bleak, and
miserable.
They're not very positive.
They're very stoic.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Yeah, they don't.
That's the awesome thing, though.
But yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. When I like after the race, and you're talking to him, like nice guy. I'm like, but during the whole race weekend, it's like, mate, I want you to be a little bit more positive.
Yeah, and I gathered that from. I did watch him from afar because I don't know. I'm a people watcher, so I did watch him from afar, and I did listen in just like some of the radio chatter that was going on, and like from afar, he seemed like he was kind of joking and jovial with some people like after the races were done. So like, you know, we're all in the garage, and he's just kind of before he ran off.
Yeah.
But during the race, it was very much a, you know, the race engineers are saying, "Hey, there's an issue here. We need you to pit." And he's like, "I know what I'm doing. Leave me alone. I want radio silence for the rest of the race." Type of thing.
Yeah, it was. I heard that one. I was like, it was like with something was said and something was happening. He's like, "I know what I'm doing. Lead me to it."
Yeah, and I was just kind of like, "All right,
like,
that's odd."
Mate, I'm like, the engineer. He's trying to do his job. It's his job to tell you this.
Yeah,
that's very.
Assholey.
Yeah, it's like
I
as dumb as it sounds, it's kind of like in the Cars movie when it first starts, where Lightning McQueen's like, "I'm the race car.
Very elitist.
Like I know what I'm doing." Yeah. And obviously blows all his tires and just like falls apart.
And they're just like, fine, whatever.
Racing's very much a team sport.
Oh, yeah.
You cannot, you know, I've not been part of a race team, but I understand the logistics of it. You can't do that on your own, period.
I mean, it was still a great experience, a really positive experience for me, but it was I'm like, it's just, could have been better. Like, we tried to with Jason and myself, we tried to make it really positive around the garage. Even like with the guys who were Ian Lacey Racing, with the guys at the Aston next door that you never saw.
Yeah, no, because it blew up before we got there, literally in pieces into a wall.
I mean, I spoke to one of their techs yesterday. I was having a message with them, and they're going to repair it, which means they haven't increased the floor of the tub.
Well, that's great. I mean, that's new fenders and bumper and hood and
basically they're replacing the chassis. They're going to take the fireproof monocoque out of it and drop it into another chassis.
Right.
But I mean,
it just needs a new front clip. It'll be fine. It'll buff out.
I was going to say, just need some Windex.
Yeah, maybe a little super glue. I mean, I turned around. I was standing next to Jason when it happened, and I turned around to just see this raining carbon.
That's
dust. It was like the front of the car had just exploded. So it was big.
I was talking to the one tech who was helping out, and he had made a comment.
Busk. Yeah.
Yeah, he had made a comment that that owner is known for clipping people, so they carry 2 extra front bumpers.
Yeah.
Just because he is known for bumping people, like within the first 2 laps, he'll ruin that front bumper.
Rubbing his racing.
Racing.
Right.
It's the same when you're drag racing on a public road.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Same thing.
And you're racing bicycles.
But they're all the guys are known for something. It's like guaranteed first corner. That little aero flap on the front.
Gone.
Yeah, it's one of the, no matter which way, if turn one's going to the right, it's the right corner. If it's going to the left, it's the left corner.
Yeah, because
it's going to have that same mark in the front corner. Where,
I saw Jason,
everyone's braking to get the corner, and it's
everyone. Yeah. Well, that's the first thing. So 2 things. Like I saw Jason salvaging parts off the 191 car for the 91 car, the fins. And then when Mo and I were out on, it had to have been the 7th turn. And the 7th turn is, you literally come off the start, turn. It Indy.
Yep.
And so we were on that 6th, 7th turn on the back straightaway area. And the first thing we see is 2 cars just bumper to bumper. Boom. And Mo's like, holy shit. And I'm like, Rubbin's racing, dude. That's it. Everything is. Yeah. But just
these guys, absolute savages, and they take no prisoners.
Oh no! It was every corner, every race I watched was like that. It was just guys hitting tapping and not just tapping, trying to do pit maneuver taps, tapping the rear bumper to get him to spin out and get him the hell off the track.
It was like watching Dick Dastardly.
Yeah. Yeah, and I saw one Lamborghini just lose its shit. The one that had I think it was the one that had the unicorn bull on the side of it.
Zealous. That was Zealous Racing. Yeah, he lost it properly. Yeah,
he lost it way out there on the 4th turn. So the 4th, 5th, and 6th turns are all in the same area, and he was in the grass. He was out there in the grass, and he rolled through the grass and kind of missed 2 turns, and in the process of doing that, and got right back on the track and took off. But that was kind of a crazy spin out. I think I got photos of it.
Yeah, that was Jason Harwood in Zealous Motorsports.
Okay. But yeah, I had an amazing time while I was out there, running around, taking photos of you guys in the garage and on the pit, and
it was good fun. Like I said, I really enjoyed it. Basically, since I've come back, all I've done is basically. I'm doing my day job at the moment and pumping my CV out to every race team I can find to get on a race team, whether it be stateside or European. It's just, So it's the route I want to go.
Did you watch the F1 race today in Dubai?
Yes.
Where Maxwell won over Hamilton?
Max Verstappen.
Yeah.
Yes.
I caught the last 10 laps.
You say he won.
Well, hold on. There is
an appeal at the moment. I'm just trying to.
No, I'm sure there is, but I only saw the last 10 laps, and then I had to get on a call with Apple, and then I had to go back and rewatch everything. But
it was controversial. It was a controversial finish.
What was controversial about the finish? Because I saw the safety car. I don't know why the safety car was out there because I didn't get. I kind of jumped ahead.
The safety car was out there because one of the Williams drivers parked his car in a wall.
Oh, well, that's where he parked his car.
his gearbox locked up, and he parked it into a wall.
Okay.
So it was, yeah.
So then, and Max at that point, he wasn't that far behind though, was he?
No, he was. Obviously, safety car come out. He was in second place. Safety car come out. He had a pit stop because you can do it on the cheap and not lose too many places. Because but he was still in second, but he had back markers in front of him that people have been lapped. And during the safety car, they're allowed to, once they get the green light, the cars are allowed to unlap themselves. So once the 5 cars in between Max and Lewis had unlapped, they went, okay, safety car's gone. You're free to race, which basically meant Max was sitting on Lewis's gearbox on fresh tyres, whereas Lewis didn't have fresh tyres because he didn't pit because they would unlock. And yeah, and because they didn't let all of the cars unlap themselves, they just let the ones in between the two of them. It was a controversial ending.
Okay, that makes sense. I think,
but I'm just looking at it now on the BBC, and the protest has been rejected, so it'll probably go to the Court of Arbitration for sport.
So I don't
we'll
follow
see. You know,
F1 very closely. I actually need to get back in because I used to follow F1 and Indy and then just GT touring a lot, like 17 years ago, something like that. But
I've watched F1 this year purely because it's been so entertaining. Because the last 5 years of watching Mercedes go to a procession of wins, it just hasn't been entertaining, to be honest. So I've really got back into it this year. You know, I think it's good for the sport that someone else has won the title, which and it's one of the young guys who's coming through. You know, Lewis is coming to the end of his career in the next couple of years.
Well, I've seen interviews with Lewis, and I've seen kind of his complaints, and I feel like he's a bitch.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So
okay.
Doesn't sound too far off.
Okay, seeing some of the stuff that he's complained about, and seeing he's a good driver. But
statistically, he's the best driver ever.
Yeah, but just some of his interviews and some of the stuff that he's just kind of a bitchy about it. Like he whines. He's a whiner.
Yeah, but the best always are.
Well, I know. Look at me. I whine all the time.
Simply the best.
Best podcaster out there.
Best ever. We're number 1
in my book. Yes.
In this,
studio. We're better than Rogan. Here,
we are definitely the best in this studio right here.
Rogan doesn't do podcasts. He does, like reading books.
Rogan gets high with his buddies in front of a microphone and a camera.
Rogan had on Snoop Dogg, and Snoop Dogg did an entire album release for 3 hours, and it was amazing.
Yeah, but it's like, not being funny. Like, you guys do short podcasts, apart from the last one, which went on a little too long, which I can see this one doing exactly
the same.
You are
the first person to tell us that our podcast went too long. Other people are like, well, we really like the longer format.
It was good and it was enjoyable, but, once you get over an hour, you're like...
See, we're almost 2 hours into this one.
No, we're not.
No, I swear to God, we are. I am an hour 50 in recording. We were recording before you jumped on.
Yeah, we were recording before we called you.
Yeah.
Oh, you remember to send you remember to press record this week?
Oh, yes, I did. As a matter of fact, I set it up beforehand so I didn't run into that.
Right. Okay. Just checking.
Hey, yeah. I know. I mean, I put on a little.
I didn't want to have to repeat myself for the next 40 minutes as well. So.
Right. Can you say that all again? We
need to go over all of this again. So how was your trip to Indy? So wasn't there something about underwear and
your
missing?
Luggage missing? Yeah.
But
so on a scale of...
I don't know. I was drunk.
I don't blame you.
On a scale of Aussie to Eastern European, where do Americans stand?
I prefer the Americans to the Eastern Europeans.
I'll take it. I'll take that.
Win. We're
not the worst.
I'm potentially trying to move to America, so.
So you have to at least accept that you may have to deal with more of them.
Don't move to Ohio.
I'm not going. I'm probably. Well, I might move to Tennessee for the guns and the moonshine.
Yeah,
I would go to Tennessee or Arizona or the Carolinas.
We just vacationed in Tennessee
or Texas.
We could move there.
Or
I love
Florida.
Tennessee. Tennessee has better tax laws too. We did mention taxes.
Oh,
Tennessee's
did
got
they?
better.
Well,
Like no
yeah,
property
that's
tax,
one
I
of the reasons
think.
Oh,
no
that's
income
perfect.
tax.
Income tax, yeah. No income tax, yeah.
Yeah.
God, I need
So,
no
but
income tax and no property tax.
Yeah.
I've got friends down in Tennessee through Mayhem and through CrossFit as well.
Yeah.
So I was looking at going there.
Rich,
Or
friends
well,
with you, just
I'm-
friends with Rich. You can.
I'm
say
not
it.
friends with Rich. I do happen to work for his gym.
Oh, okay. Mo made a comment about that, and I didn't believe him. So hearing it from you is
Rich Froning?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rich Froning.
What other Rich would we be talking about?
Well, I don't know because I'm not into CrossFit at all, but that's one guy I definitely know.
You're definitely not into CrossFit.
Rich from Big and Rich?
Yeah.
I need to correct Mo as well. I didn't row for Cambridge or for Oxford, but I did row competitively. I did used to go out training regularly with Olympians.
Okay.
With Olympic medalists.
Have you ever?
I did that.
So you used to row competitively. Have you ever been cabrewing?
Have I ever been what?
Cabrewing. Oh, this is an American thing. Cabrewing's a thing here, especially in Ohio. So you're going to love cabrewing if you move to America. You just get in a canoe with liquor or beer.
You get in a canoe. You
Cabrewing
have
instead of canoeing.
basically a keg of beer behind you, or a cooler of
Or
beer
a cooler
behind
full
you,
of beers, and you just float down
and
the
you
river.
just float down the river in a canoe or a kayak or
An inner tube.
And it's called cabrewing, and you just drink yourself silly
You
while
just
you're
have
in a
fun.
creek.
Yep, you and a bunch of friends on a river, just floating down, not a care in the world. You don't even have to row.
No, I do similar, but I do it on the ski slope where you just crack a beer open and drink a beer while you're going down.
Nice. I feel like that would take a lot more skill, a lot more balance.
Yeah, you have to stand up.
But when you fall over, you just slide anyway.
Fair enough. I would roll. I'd turn into one of those giant cartoon snowballs that just keeps getting bigger and bigger as I go down the hill.
Randy's a big guy. You can't see it from the video.
I'll send you a video of me doing it next week.
Oh, I can.
Yeah,
I can.
send
I can
it.
maybe show him I'm a big
hold
guy. You going to take the phone? Take it way, way back, so you can see how much real estate I take up, as Mo says.
Fair enough.
I mean, he just says he just went. That was his way of going. Holy hell!
So Randy, believe it or not,
I'm the typical American.
he carries a belt in Krav Maga
I was an instructor even.
and was an instructor.
Well, yeah. When you pin someone, they're going to move, are they?
No, but there's no pinning in Krav. It's more like it's like
did I do
the
that?
Scottish version of fuck you, where you just headbutt and kick them while they're down and then run away. So
It's called a night out.
yeah, it's. But Randy's
Krav Maga is all about self defense. It's not about points or winning a match.
no, it's
so
about
it's straight
about
about
injure and get away.
Eye gouge, kick in the nuts. I mean,
I was going to say.
it's rarely hand to hand combat. So it's
Yeah.
like do whatever you have to do to survive. And I have been eye gouged. I've been choked out.
I've been stabbed in the eye with a fake knife.
I elbowed Martelle in his bicep one time. That was really fun for me.
Yeah,
Bruised his bicep.
bruised the shit out of my bicep.
But I was much smaller back then.
You were.
It's
About
been a
100
minute.
pounds.
Yeah. Give or take. I need to get back to it.
But yeah, it's Randy needs to CrossFit. He just won't come to the gym.
Yeah, it's really far.
He crosses fitness. He crosses it and goes to the pub.
Yeah.
Right. Cross right on past that road and keep on going to the buffet.
Hey, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah. So you do a lot of rowing because I've seen your Instagram and I enjoy rowing a lot.
I like watching rowing.
Yeah.
Like when the Olympics are on, that's one of those things I have no desire to do, but
watching
I really
it's-
get into watching it.
I like yelling stroke as they stroke.
You just sit in your
I
living
just sit
room.
in the living room like stroke, stroke, stroke.
Well, it's like curling. I have no desire to
I hate curling.
to
I don't even
curl,
want to watch it.
But when it comes on Winter Olympics, I always watch curling.
No, because it's a Canadian thing, and I don't like Canadians.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, yeah. See, that's the same response I have is the shoulder shrug, and I kind of played a shit under my nose and just.
Like Randy, this is one that we lost on you. I work for CrossFit Mayhem doing their Mayhem aerobic capacity rowing stuff because I'm friends with Chris Hinchell
Okay.
Okay.
from from aerobic capacity, and he got me involved there. So so I've got links down to Tennessee.
Gotcha.
So,
okay.
To Cooksville.
which to Cooksville, and then way out east in Johnson City, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Go to Elizabethton, and my buddy Josh Hicks from CrossFit's medical team is out there. He's the person who introduced me to guns and moonshine.
Ooh, welcome to America.
Yeah, guns and moonshine are always. I need actually.
Yeah.
I'm looking for. I need an indoor range.
Pretty much all you have around here is
There aren't any.
Vance and Obeds.
Yeah, but
Just go to your local neighborhood that you don't like.
well, I can walk out my back door. I mean, I can literally walk.
We could shoot off his back deck. If we
I
wanted to.
have plenty of land. I have 5 acres, but I don't.
Yeah.
I need to set up. Like I need to go buy.
We should
dirt.
specify you have 5 acres with cornfield behind you. It's not like there's
No,
an
there's
apartment complex behind you.
No. So I have 5 acres. There's another 10 acres behind me. Then there's probably then there's a house. So there's probably 3,500 feet from my back deck to the closest house, which is about a football field and a half or so.
Oh, right. So when I was with Josh down in Tennessee, we went down after the 2018 games. We drove from Madison, Wisconsin to Johnson City, Tennessee, which was a long ass day. Yeah, with a raging hangover and no sleep.
So it's kind of like your flight from the UK to JFK.
It was longer.
Ugh. No,
It was a longer drive. It was a longer drive than the flight was. So, we got down there, and the next day we're mucking around, and Josh starts pulling all the guns out of his car, and there was a lot of them.
And that's not. I mean, that's not something you see in the UK. It's just a bunch of guns in somebody's trunk.
No, because you can't own a gun.
I'm sorry, in somebody's boot.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I mean, there were so many in the actual car itself. There was a couple in the boot, but there was a lot of handguns floating around the car.
See, I know proper English because my kids watch British cartoons. So I know
Pig is
like
not
Peppa Pig and Bluey and.
Hello, Peppa.
Yeah, my kids
That's
like to call me Daddy Pig. So
you got a big belly.
But like Josh is, he's a SWAT team medic
Okay.
as well, so he's got a lot of guns.
yeah,
So he went through it, and we said we went out one evening, and he, standing in front of the car with headlights on so you could see what you're doing. He taught me how to disarm a gun. I had to know how to disarm the gun before I was allowed to shoot it. So I was like, oh, it was responsible redneck.
I don't know.
If you came to Ohio to our place, something we teach people, especially ones that we don't know their experience with firearms, because we grew up. Hunting is normal here.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's dad had a shotgun and a 22 and maybe a pistol or two at the minimum.
Because it's really necessary.
Yeah.
Well, owning an AR-15 is necessary.
I'm not even talking AR-15.
I know.
A 12 gauge and a 22. We do use them to hunt and provide for our family.
Yeah,
in the traditional manner.
I have 2 16 gauges. I have a 22, a 357, and a 38.
Yeah, there are things above
And a
that we have.
50
but
cal muzzle loader.
when somebody comes down to our place where we shoot, which is my parents' property, we always make sure to tell them how to handle a firearm. We make sure.
It's amazing what you'll hunt in the local neighborhood.
Yeah.
You get TVs, radios, a lot.
They're elusive creatures.
Yeah.
Look, all I'm saying is I shot that Big Mac on the first shot, killed it dead.
I mean,
everybody at McDonald's freaked out. I was just hunting for my food.
I'm still trying to figure out where tacos live, because I'm going taco hunting.
So we went out the next day and we were mucking around, and we'd set up some stuff down the garden, and we were shooting down the garden, and there's a couple of miles between the back of his house and his neighbor.
That's perfect.
But one of his other neighbors, we were shooting down the garden towards the wood. One of his neighbors drove up the driveway, said, "Boys, I'm all for shooting guns, but there's bullets raining around my head." I'm like, okay, cool. We'll stop. And he then starts talking to us about the guns we're shooting, and I'm like switching off at this point because I don't know. Then
he joined you in shooting.
I would say all you know is pull trigger bullets.
And And he went away. Like, he eventually left the driveway, and Josh turns around and goes, "So he's lying." Because we were shooting the AR-15 down the guy, and he said he lives about half a mile that way, and there's no way the ricochets are carrying half a mile.
Right.
Which meant, and then he went, means he's probably somewhere he shouldn't be.
Yeah.
I.e., in the wood that's on Josh's property, putting up deer stands.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and that's typically the case if someone, because ricochets don't go that far. And I mean, a 22 will travel a mile, and that's a tiny little itty bitty bullet.
Yeah. At a mile, it's dropping. You'd have to arc it.
Yeah. I mean, you'd have to shoot, way up in the air for it to hit that mile. And if it even reached that distance.
So we ended up, he was like, okay, pick up we had a pump action shotgun as well that was firing slugs, which he uses for breaching doors at work.
Yeah.
It leaves an impressive mark on a door, I'll say that.
Yeah.
So he goes, pick up the shotgun, we'll go for a walk. And we go for a walk into the wood, and we're looking to see if he's been putting up deer stands, because they've caught him in on their property before.
Yeah.
And I said, what are you going to do? Shoot a deer stand. He said, he's got a quick enough trigger finger. I'll run the AR-15 through it and blow it to pieces, and then I'll nick his ladder off the tree. I'm like, okay. And then I'm walking out and going, why have I got the pump action shotgun then? If you're just going to do that, why didn't I pick? He went, that's for the bears.
So you, who obviously being in the UK, does not fire firearms on a weekly basis or anything. Hey, if a bear's charging us, take it down.
I know how to shoot a gun. I used to shoot double barrel shotguns.
Yeah, but you've not hunted a bear while attacking you.
well, no, it's like Josh. I said to him, mate, you could have given me a pre-warning that there was the potential. I might have been looking around.
Right.
Because he was saying this as we're walking out, and I'm like, he's like, we're not really in the bear season yet, so and then he was, mind you, and then he says, mind your foot, that's fresh bear shit.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Great.
So we don't have bears like they do in Tennessee, but we do have bears.
We're starting to get bears more. Bobcats.
They're moving up. Yeah, they're moving up from the south.
Yeah.
So I know in Hawking, which is only 40 minutes from my house, the Hawking National Park, they've got bears, and they have bobcats, and they have wild boar, and all of that.
Well, just a few years ago, there's a bear hit just between Logan and Lancaster.
There was a bear in Heath.
In Heath? Yeah.
Which is further north than I am right now. There was a bear in Heath that was spotted. But yeah, they're moving up this way, and I am so looking forward to doing some boar hunting.
Oh, boar's good.
I can do that with my AR.
Yeah. And you can do that year-round. There's no open season.
I can shoot coyote year-round, too, but I'm not going to eat that.
Yeah, I want to eat coyote. Well, if I was desperate,
actually, the coyotes around here I'm not going to shoot. There's a show, a documentary, and I can't remember the name of the documentary, to be honest, but it was a documentary with a gentleman who is an expert in coyotes. And
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, so coyotes they'll form a pack in an area. Well, then and it sounds weird, but there will be an unwritten agreement between farmers and that pack of coyotes. Like, that pack of coyotes will not mess after so long. They won't mess with a farmer's livestock. They'll do other things. Okay, so they'll leave sheep alone.
They'll go to easier targets.
They'll go for easier targets. Yeah, but if you wipe out
they go vegan.
Yeah, they go vegan. Yeah, they
leave the livestock alone. They eat the corn.
Yeah, but if you wipe out that entire pack of coyotes, you may get a new pack of coyotes that come in that will start messing with the livestock, and you basically have to start all over again. Basically taking them out. So I have an elderly dog at this point who used to play with coyotes as toys. I have a Cane Corso, which is a small breed of Mastiff that's bred for fighting. Like, they have very thick skin, very strong jaws, and that's kind of what they like to do. They like to fight. And Diesel,
I won't be arguing that dog.
No, he's a brute. He's still a brute. His head's thick as a rock, and he would go out and he would. I mean, like I said, I have 5 acres. It's not much, but these coyotes would come in, and he would go out and meet them head on. Like an entire pack of coyotes, he'd come back, his face is drenched in blood, and I'd have to check him over, and he was fine. He didn't have any cuts on him. He had no bite marks on him, but his whole head is just covered in blood where he's out fighting these things. And he would play with, like, he'd pick up the coyote pups and fling them up in the air and use them as chew toys and, like, throw them across the yard. Well, now he's gotten older in the past, I don't know, 4 years, 5 years, he's been attacked several times by this pack of coyotes. And now they're leaving him alone. Like, it's whatever, even though he's easy pickings, but I don't let him out at night on his own. But, like, I've had to call the vet probably 4 times to get, like, an antibiotic and get a cream. And he's had lacerations, like, on the inside of his thigh and had, like, hair ripped off his tail. And where he's just, at this point, hey, he gets into a bar fight and then writes a check his ass can't cash. So now I don't even let him out on his own. He stays in a fenced in area. And,
he's a retiree.
Yeah, he's definitely a retiree at this point. He's Evander Holyfield.
What beer are you drinking there?
I'm currently now drinking Estrella.
Never heard of it.
Estrella. I thought that said Castle Garcia.
Spanish. It says Estrella.
Well, look at that.
Estrella. Never heard of it.
Well, it's because we don't have it here.
Well,
it is Spanish. It's another one that Mum and Dad came back from Spain with a case of it, and I was like, great.
All right.
We need to go to Spain. Apparently,
I want to go to Spain. Actually, I have intentions of getting over to the UK at some point.
Go to all those cool cities,
primarily England,
like Barcelona, and
in the UK.
And yeah.
We'll
go to Spain and go to Tijuana, all those cool Spanish cities.
Cancun.
Yeah, Cancun. Yeah.
But no, so I met a guy. So I used to run a fitness website called The Fit United, and it was all the CrossFit events that were going on in Ohio, and then in Michigan, Indiana, Kentucky, northern Kentucky.
It was the Middle East.
Yeah, it basically, all the bordering states, just that bordered Ohio, and I had all of the CrossFit events that were going on. Every competition, I did it for 7 years. I did it for a long time. And
I think we'd know some people.
Well, I'm done. I haven't done anything with that site in 3 years.
So lazy.
Well, no, so it was
typical American.
Typical American. Fucking lazy ass. No, when the Cambridge Analytica thing happened with Facebook, I lost my ability to pull in all of the events because everybody did everything on Facebook. So I lost that ability to pull in every event to the website. And that's actually how I met Jason, and a lot of other gym owners as well. But he's the only one I still talk to. But I ran this site for forever, and one of the things that I don't remember where I was going with this. Never mind. Completely lost track of what I was talking about.
You're talking about something to do with Spain.
Oh yes, okay. So in doing so, I had actually started a web store for shirts for the Fit United, and I had created an international store on this site called Spreadshirt. And one of the guys that bought a shirt was wearing the shirt constantly. He's in the UK, and he was wearing I think he's in London. He was wearing the shirt constantly and constantly tagging the Fit United Instagram account. And so I ended up friending him on my personal account, and him and I go back and forth on stuff. And he's just like, "Hey, when you come over," he goes, "I got a place for
fight."
He's like, "I got a place for you to stay, and we'll go do this stuff and all this other shit. Bring your wife, and we'll just hang out, and whatever you're doing. And if there's anything I can help with, let me know."
He's probably the other guy from the UK list.
When a dude says bring your wife,
well, Liz would be going over with me. It's not like I'm going to the UK on my own.
Menage.
But he's from Argentina, so he's not. He moved.
Hold on, he's from Argentina and lives in the UK, and he's into CrossFit.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I can tell you what gym he goes to, if you really want to know.
There's probably a chance that our paths will cross.
His name's Joe.
Joe what?
Oh, I don't know his last name.
Dirt. It's Dirte.
What was the?
He
what was
goes
your
to
Instagram
CrossFit
handle?
London. He actually just goes to CrossFit London.
Okay, yeah, I know the gym.
He's a long-haired dude, got a bunch of tattoos. You know, like every other CrossFitter, long hair, tattoos.
United. So I'm just looking at your Instagram page that hasn't been
updated since like 2018.
Well, it's that old. It hasn't been that updated for that long that there's a picture of what looks like Mo and Sam Briggs.
Yes, so Mo did. That was one of the last photos that I actually posted because Mo was over there for USAFF and had met Sam Briggs, and I had given him a bunch of shirts that I had printed off, and he gave one to Sam. Now, she's never worn it. She probably threw it in the pile with all the other shirts that she gets for free. But,
yeah. I'm just trying to look. There's nothing on tagged. I was trying to figure out. No, there's probably a chance that me and Joe, our paths have crossed because I've been obviously because of my role at the games, I get pulled into various competitions like strength and depth when the regionals were going. When regionals were going, I was a team lead at regionals, and when it became sanctionals, I was the director of logistics for Strength and Depth London.
Okay, I just sent him I sent you his. My mic keeps going out. I need to replace this cable. I just sent you on Instagram his profile, so you can look at that whenever you.
Mexi Joe,
yeah. But I've been talking to him. I don't know, every bit of probably 4 or 5 years.
I think they pronounce it Mexico.
Well, no, it's Mexi Joe. He's from Argentina.
Yeah, that's
he's not from Mexico. He's from Argentina.
Oh,
it's a joke.
He looks like someone I've met. But we'll see.
I feel like everybody looks like someone you may have met.
Yeah. No, well, the UK CrossFit community is not. It is not the biggest, but it's not the smallest now. But I would have run into it at a competition.
Yeah,
he would have worked at a competition I've been at.
Yeah, he's into it. He's all around. He's everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see.
But
we'll see. Yeah. No, don't care.
All right.
Don't care now.
Whatever.
Yeah, we're good.
It's fine. So anyway, so we had fun at Indy. It was a good time. I'm looking forward to next season.
Yeah, it should be good. Hopefully.
I don't know what next season brings, or when it starts, or when it ends, or who's doing what. But
I'm hopefully having a phone call on Monday to see if there's something I can be involved in.
Nice.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
So with Reardon or with another team? All right.
Yeah.
Is pleading the fifth a thing over in the UK?
No, it's just called, hey, shut your mouth.
I like it.
Yeah. Hey.
Nobody can see that, but we're getting gestures.
Yes, we're getting.
Yeah, that's why it's one of those. I don't know whether one of these is on a video platform or not. So it's just
no, it's just audio.
Nope, just audio.
It's just us speaking the audios.
Yeah, no, I mean, if it was written after my comments about Vesco earlier, I don't think that phone call would be happening tomorrow.
I mean, I'm not going to say same for me, but I mean,
he's a nice enough guy. He was a nice enough guy away from the track. It's just he was odd at the track.
That's what I heard. Yeah, that was what I gathered. I heard he's away from the track. He's a completely different person when he's on the track. So
yeah,
and there he is. My dog just walked into the room.
There's Diesel. Here, maybe you can see Diesel.
Go, come on, let's go, old man. There you go.
Big old lump. He's a big old lump.
His head. He's got a heart of gold and a head of rock. Like
Look, Diesel. I can't.
Diesel.
See
No, he doesn't like to be on camera, so he's going to completely look away from everything that you're doing, just so that he doesn't have to look at the camera. He's a pain in the ass. He's a pain in the ass. Total pain in the ass.
It's a dog. I've seen it before. They're all the same.
Yeah, he's got 4 legs, a tail, and a head.
It's like Americans. They're all the same.
They're all the same. We all talk the same. It's all funny.
But yeah, it's all incorrect. That's one of the things I said to the.
Randy's having issues.
Diesel bumped the stand, and my phone went flying off.
You can tighten that up a little bit if you wanted to.
It's fine.
But
He so one of the first things I said to Martelle and to Mo was they said something. I was like, "Stop bastardizing our language."
yeah,
that was I think that was one of my opening
Right.
my opening greetings to people I'd never met before.
and I'm pretty sure I didn't tell you. I told you I didn't speak English. I spoke American.
Right.
and I quickly pointed out there's no such language.
Well, no, there is a language. America.
Redneck, hillbilly.
American.
You remind me of in Inglourious Bastards, where he's like, they're all down in the tavern, and he realizes he's been found out, and he's like, well, if I'm going out, I hope you don't mind if I speak the Queen's. Like, I'm going to speak my language if I'm about to die.
Whatever.
Great fun.
Oh,
but
I love it.
It's just, I like.
It's a
people
great.
like, speak American. People are like, speak American. Technically, you speak English.
Well, no, it's English. It's
I always say English.
it's English.
It's a slightly bastardized version of it.
But you said it's bastardized, so I just called it American.
This is basically what it means.
Yeah, it's
yeah. So
I wish I spoke proper English.
I think I did point out at one point. There's probably you give it a couple of years, your national language would be Mexican anyway.
more than no, it won't be Mexican. It'll probably be Russian
Spanish
or Chinese.
Spanish. Mexican.
Mate, hopefully it's Russian. Russian is a great language.
Yeah, it takes a lifetime to learn, literally.
Yeah, it's like Norwegian.
Yeah, you can't learn Russian. You can speak Russian.
No, you got a drunk Russian.
But
it takes a lot of vodka to be able to speak Russian.
You can't learn to speak Russian because of all the nuances. It's like English. It's like all of the weird shit that we do when we use the word like bad. That's bad. Well, is that good or is that bad?
That's sick.
It's sick. And then they started all the other unnecessary bullshit like woke.
Yeah, I don't get all that.
So
you're so woke.
woke.
Right.
Fucking
all right, dickhead.
Cancel culture. I fucking hate it. I hate woke.
That is lit. I was trying to say it's super white when I use those. I am woke.
Lit.
That is lit. The only thing that's lit around it, the only thing that's lit is this fire that's sitting in front of me.
That's the only thing that should be lit as well, is a fire. My daughter used lit the other day and I looked at her confused. I turned my head. I'm like, huh? She's like, lit. Oh, that's not a fire.
Lit.
That's not a fire.
That's no, it's a fire in a box.
I was going to say, that's a nightlight.
Don't come to Ohio and I'll show you a fire.
Oh, no, we used to have one. It was deemed too dangerous for kids around, so we had to put it in a box.
We just throw our kids in the fire and
we just figure
it out.
Yeah. I think
that's where the term trial by fire came from.
Couple of weeks ago, I had a 30-foot round by it was probably a good 50-foot high fire going in the backyard.
And here, that is not cause for concern. Neighbors will not call the fire department.
I had a fire.
They'll bring over hot dogs and marshmallows.
I had probably easily 200 trees in that fire. Now, granted, most of them were saplings, but
we're not talking redwoods.
And saplings I'm talking like 8-foot tall trees in the fire, and it piled probably about 7 foot high, and I just torched it, the whole thing.
You see, last time we had a fire here, the people who live probably about a kilometre away over the back fence called the fire brigade. We had fire brigades from 2 towns.
Lightweights.
Like there was the fire brigade from the town that we live in, and then the fire brigade from the next town also got called.
That's hilarious.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I can't.
That's so. You would never see that happen.
My dad was standing down the garden, looking at like looking at the fire, admiring his work as he should do.
Yeah.
And the fire brigade just walked down the garden.
And they're like, "Yeah,
right.
Okay,
yeah, under control. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I caught
walked away again.
I caught my pond on fire. I have a 60-foot pond out back that's just full of cattails.
It's a swamp.
It's basically a Louisiana swamp, but I did catch that on fire, and I had concerns that I might catch the neighbor's house on fire. Not the neighbor next to me, the neighbor 2 doors up who's building a house.
Hold on. You had your pond on fire. You'd set fire to water.
No, I set fire to all the cattails sticking out of the water.
To everything around it.
To everything
out of it.
Yeah, everything around the pond that's sticking out of the water, I caught fire.
I thought you'd done the impossible and set fire to water.
Well, no, this is basically like Flint, Michigan, so you can catch the water on fire here.
Oh, there was a fire in the river in Cleveland for how many years?
Yeah, well, that's just oil burn.
I mean,
no big
it's all
deal.
toxins in America.
I was going to say, there's probably a lot of oil in it.
Yeah, a lot of toxins in our water here, so,
No big deal. It's normal.
Yeah.
That's why we speak the way we speak.
Yeah, you're the leaders of the free world and you don't have running water.
Right. Technically, if I didn't have power, I wouldn't have running water because I live on a well.
Yeah, with an electric pump.
So,
yeah.
I'll rephrase that. You don't have clean running water.
No, my water is super clean.
Well, that's, now out where he's at and where, like, my folks are at, they're out in the country.
In general.
In general, no, the water is disgusting. I won't drink city water.
Your reviews of this episode are going to be horrendous with this person, all these attacks on America.
That's fine.
No, I think it'll be great.
Hey,
I'm American and I'm freaking loving it.
Boost the ratings, mate.
It'll be actually a boost in the ratings.
Yeah. I don't
Although
think we can do worse.
our last show with Mo and Jason didn't get very good downloads.
I've not listened to that.
You didn't have to. I looked at all the statistics.
You got to look at this. You got to look at the number of streams because I listen to it through Spotify and I stream it. I don't download it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I was talking about
that. I don't think.
No, I can, but it's next to impossible to figure out because Spotify does their own thing.
Yeah,
like that's a whole separate function than our actual podcast host, which everything should come through the podcast host, streams, downloads. But for whatever reason, Spotify doesn't populate as part of our podcast host. Yeah.
I've just opened it now. There's got to be some details somewhere.
I mean, I can pull it up. I think I pulled it up last week. Come on, computer.
This is fantastic.
Isn't it? It's great. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
Stop it. My fingerprint reader isn't working on my laptop.
They've already got all the info they need from you.
They do.
Your laptop's old enough to still have a fingerprint reader.
Yeah, it's a. I'm running Windows, so
he's like, you uncultured swine.
It's awful.
Bunch of poor, dirty Americans.
I mean, yeah,
with your dirty water. Your stupid language
and all your guns, your guns and your liquor. Guns. I mean, I have unnecessary guns. I have a muzzle loader. I have no intentions of ever using that muzzle loader.
Hey, give it to Patrick. You can still use it over there.
I mean,
you're American. You're supposed to have unnecessary guns.
Yeah, I mean, I have an AR-15.
Yeah,
I didn't buy
an assault
it.
Rifle.
No, it's not an assault rifle.
Protection.
It's not an assault rifle. How dare you? AR is Ammo-Light rifle.
It's AR technically stands for Armalite.
Armalite, yeah. Armalite rifle.
That whole AR stand for assault rifle is the stupid American media.
Yeah. Ammalite rifle 15. There's also an AR-10.
You have an assault weapon, but it's full protection.
Well, hold on.
No. It's not an assault weapon. Assault weapons have to be fully automatic.
Define assault weapon for me.
Yeah. What is the British definition of an assault weapon?
Well, at the moment, probably a knife.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you say assault weapon, because I'm a big psychology and psychiatry fan. I guess I listen to a lot of.
He's neither of those.
Podcasts and watch a lot of YouTube about serial killers and murder stuff. And the one I was just listening to was the last podcast on left covered Lizzie Borden. And there you go, assault weapon. He's got, got a kitchen knife.
I thought that was a hatchet.
That's my exact thing, though. Anything that's used to kill is an assault weapon. It can be a baseball bat. It can be a shoelace, and you just strangle somebody. I mean, there's literally a guy called the Shoelace Killer. But
there was a guy that used zodiac signs to kill people.
Just the signs.
Just the signs. They called him the Zodiac Killer.
There you go.
That's my favorite.
There you go.
I like that. I would show you mine, but Randy hasn't brought my
it's somewhere.
My cleaver back to me yet.
It's somewhere.
One of my buddies, when I still lived out in Norway, my best mate out there, he came back from America, and he's like, Have you seen the YouTube videos, the barbecue pit boys?
No.
I
feel like I need to look this up now.
You need to look these guys up. Creators of amazingly over the top barbecue meals, and it's like they were making something, and it's like, we got this, and then we got some ribs, but they're just for snacking.
Ribs are just for snacking. They're not. That's not a meal.
Yeah. While he was, but it was like he didn't have ribs. He basically had a cow.
Like a side of beef.
Yeah, it was like he had like a full rack of ribs just for snacking while he was creating these other beer can burgers type thing. It was insane. You know, these big sausage fingered rednecks out in the middle of nowhere creating masterpieces on a barbecue.
Sounds like my kind of people.
So I will say that ribs are solely for snacking. You make ribs and then you eat the ribs while you're making other stuff. That's what I do here.
These guys, I think, washed it down with about 50 cans of PBR as well.
Ugh. I mean,
yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds very American.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds right.
But yeah, so they have these barbecue knives, and essentially they are machetes.
Yeah.
This dirty, great machetes, which they use for everything.
I am looking them up right now.
So my mate Wilson came back with 3 of their knives, one for me, one for him, and one for our other friend Darren. So he literally came through border control and customs. Do you have anything to declare? Nope. If they'd checked his bag, literally opened it up, and there is 3 machetes sitting on there.
It's not a machete. It's just a 10-inch barbecue knife.
Well, listen. To be fair, in England, they're used to having smaller blades than us.
I mean, I wear that on my hip daily.
They used to do a bigger one. I'm pretty sure the one I have is definitely bigger than 10 inches.
As I say, everything I'm looking at is 10-inch stainless steel barbecue knives. They're about $40 a piece.
They used to do one that was 70.
70 inches?
$70, I think.
No, $70.
Oh, it was like, Jesus.
70 inches
is a katana.
That's a sword.
Isn't a knife. It's a sword.
Yeah, that's what ninja's carry.
In the U.S., that's still a knife. In the U.S. and Australia, that's still a knife.
It's just diesel.
Yeah, it's still legal to carry on your hip.
Yeah, pretty much. As long as it can be seen, it can't be dangerous. That's how America looks at it.
In fairness, you could probably use it as a walking stick.
I mean, we actually had a guy here in Columbus walking around with a samurai sword on his back.
Yeah, totally fine.
And that's easily an 8-inch sword or an 8-foot sword.
8 foot?
Yeah.
Samurai swords are the largest.
They're not 8 foot though.
No, yeah. The katana is like a 6-foot blade or a 5.5-foot blade or something like that. The samurai sword is like the big blade.
If he's carrying around on his back, how tall was he?
That's what I'm thinking. Like, there's no way it was 8 foot.
He's like your age. He's like your tall. You're 6'5".
You got Gandalf walking around.
He's 22 hands high. I don't know how tall that is, but
22 hands.
I don't know. Is that big?
He's the size of a standard Shire horse.
Yeah,
that's about right.
Yeah. So I'm looking it up. Hold on.
No way it's 8 foot long.
Well, I'm mistaken here. First off, by calling it a samurai sword. There's katana. There's wasishai. There's the tanto. Another thing that I can't pronounce. And itachi.
Everything. Yeah, this is all pronounced correctly.
It's nadachi, Nodachi, nadachi.
What's the longest one of those?
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
What about the old school claymores? Those things were massive.
Well, those were just ridiculous, and no one could actually wield those.
Apart from the Scottish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where do Scottish people rank? Above or below Americans?
Probably above. My best mate's a jock.
So I take it jock is slang for Scottish?
Yeah.
I've never heard that. Okay.
Scottish.
I would agree. I think Scottish people would be awesome.
Yeah, Scottish people are most definitely better.
I love Roddy Piper.
My heritage is Scottish, so
You're French. Don't lie.
No, Martelle is French. That's on my dad's side. My mom's side is Scottish and Irish.
So my best friend, my best friend Darren, whose nickname is also Angry Darren. He's a small guy. He's an angry hobbit.
Oh, I have angry hobbits here too.
Oh no, yeah, like you could see Darren and me walking down the street. You could tell it was me and him because I was up here and he was down there. He literally is like, he will come up to about there.
It looks like Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger in that movie.
Pretty much, yeah. It's me and him and twins, yes.
Yeah, twins.
So Darren hadn't met one of our other guys, one of the other lads who was in the group, the guy from Montana with the best name in the world, Eric Erickson.
Nice.
So Darren is very proudly Scottish, very good whiskey drinker as well, lover of fine whiskey.
And his favorite holiday is St. Patrick's Day.
Wrong. That's Irish.
That's what I said.
Well, we're American, so it's the same to us.
It's all the same.
His favorite cereal is Lucky Charms.
At least you call it St. Patrick's Day, not St. Paddy's Day or St. Patty's. St. Patty's Day drives me nuts.
No, St. Patty's Day drives you nuts?
All of those versions other than St. Patrick's Day is stupid.
Saint Pattys. St. Patty's. It's not.
No, Paddys.
That's Paddy's.
Paddy's.
You can call it Paddy's Day or St. Patrick's Day. They're the two, not St. Paddy's Day.
Okay, so educate me.
Or St. Patty's.
I'm a dumb American, so why is Paddy's Day okay, but not St. Paddy's Day?
Because Irish are called Paddies.
Okay.
Paddy.
Right.
Yeah.
Paddy is also like an abbreviation. My friends call me Paddy. I'm Patrick. My friends call me Paddy.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about the patron saint of a country, it's disrespectful to say St. Paddy's Day, in my view.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that.
I would agree with that.
Which is mildly better than calling it St. Patty's Day, which is an abomination of the name.
Which you're very particular about. the way that Americans abuse the language.
No, I obviously know your name is Randy, but I wasn't sure if I called it's Martelle or Brandon or.
So those are actually both my names.
Something completely different, but I didn't know which one you referred to. I'm really particular about names. I like to address people by the right name.
And I agree about if you're talking about a patron saint, I do agree that you should use the proper name.
Yeah.
I get that. That makes sense to me. But I just never heard. Being born and raised in Ohio, St. Patty's Day is something that I've heard my whole life. I've never ever once thought about it being disrespectful or an abomination or anything. So this is fascinating to me. Yeah. I'm learning.
But it's also more celebrated outside of Ireland than it is in Ireland.
I've heard that before. Yeah.
Yeah, Americans will look. We celebrate Mexican independence.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Americans just like to drink and have a valid reason for being an alcoholic.
Yeah.
It's like you said, instead of us just owning it and saying, hey, I just feel like drinking, we're going to say, I'm drinking because blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It's St. Patty's Day. It's Cinco de Mayo. Why do we celebrate Cinco de Mayo?
So that we can start drinking at 2 a.m.
It's like every white person is like, I've got to have margaritas today.
Eat tacos and drink margaritas.
Yeah. It's just like, just say you want tacos and margaritas. You can do that on any random Thursday.
But you need an excuse to do it or else you're an alcoholic.
Yeah, well.
I mean, it's like cakes and eggs. Oh, I'm doing cakes and eggs Saturday morning. Well, you're just going to a football game and you're going to start drinking early.
Yeah. I feel like
I don't see a problem with that.
I don't either. But that's what people use as an excuse to start drinking at 8 a.m. instead of, noon.
instead of 10 a.m.
I just call it. I'm an adult and I'm making decisions to go and start drinking.
Well, yeah, that's what I do.
That's why
we have it internationally when during the spring and during the autumn. There's like an international rugby series. There's the autumn series and obviously then the Six Nations tournament in the spring. In Wales, it's just a big day. It's like International Day, yeah, get a lash, and you'll start drinking it stupid. You'll get up and just do beers at breakfast.
Yeah, that's fine. I have no issue. Actually, Liz's uncle is from Welsh.
Kickoff doesn't like till 5:30 in the afternoon, but you still was like by 10 o'clock you're on it.
That sounds.
That sounds like tailgate down at the Horseshoe.
Sounds like an OSU game.
Yeah. So how do you feel about American football being called football?
Except it's not football.
Well, I'm going to say this now. There's I find it kind of strange that the people are actually campaigning to get kicking out of football. I'm like, well,
They
that's
are?
the only. There's people who are saying, "Oh, kicking should be needed in football." Well, it's kind of the only bit that relates football to actually your
Right.
foot.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I find it funny.
It's still an integral part of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it. The whole college football thing, I love it.
So yeah, I like high school football
it's brilliant. There's a pomp and a ceremony about it, and I love it. The thing I don't get with American sports is no matter what it is, the national anthem before the game.
That has been something that has been happening since Eisenhower.
And it's also something that this is something I've kind of lightly studied, so I'm not an expert on the topic at all. But it was started to kind of boast that national, we're all one team. Don't worry about what your government's doing.
Yeah,
we're patriotic. Kind of pulling the fleece over the. It's one of those distractions, and then it becomes a dividing point too, right?
I kind of get it, but like the national anthem in sports in the UK is reserved for international fixtures.
Yeah, like in the Olympics.
I can
you hear the
that's in international sport, but it's only for the winner.
Right. That's yeah.
Whereas like we go to the international rugby, Wales versus England, and the anthems are sung before the game. Teams come out, anthems are sung, match kicks off. Whereas like we were in Indianapolis for the motor racing, and it was like turn around to see.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing. It
almost like because we reserve it for special occasions.
Every sporting event is a special occasion in America. No, I agree.
He's being sarcastic.
But every sporting event, high school game, high school football, basketball, high school soccer,
Little League. My son's
do
7 years old, played baseball, and they do it before.
Now,
they do it before the start of the day. There's several games through the day, but they do it because it's at a small park.
And they do.
Yeah.
But that goes along with something else I've read. So let me ask you this, Patrick. I read somewhere, a British person online, it was a screenshot I saw, said something about they were amazed when they came to America how many American flags they saw. Like just at random people's houses, businesses. Do you guys have a bunch of British flags flying over there like we do American flags? Or
is the Union Jack everywhere?
No.
So that's more of an Americanized thing.
It'll be in the middle of it's on. I'm trying to think now. It's the main church down in town has one on top of the spire. It's on top of the spire, and it's right in front of the War Memorial. So you got War Memorial flag. It's always in the center of town, but it's very rare you'll go and see someone flying a flag down the road here.
Yeah, well, ours just go into a random bar or pizza joint or. People have them on their
CrossFit
cars.
gym here has
CrossFit gym
has a U.S. flag. Plus, they have every branch of military. Plus, they have all this. My gym has a lot of the special units. Like we have a SEALs flag, we have a Rangers flag, we have a Green Beret flag.
They have them in a lot of the gyms have it. We'll have a flag on display. No, some of them have American and the Union Jack because obviously CrossFit is essentially an American thing,
right?
So that they have the flag there. I mean, like I lived out in Norway, and like you say, there's a lot of flags in America. They love a good flag in Norway.
Really?
But you can only fly. They fly like a national pendant, which is red, thin blue, white, thin blue, red, like this triangle. They fly that because you can only fly the national flag on certain days.
Oh, well, so Ohio, our state flag is actually a pendant.
The only state flag that's a pendant. But we are not allowed to fly the state flag above the U.S. flag. But you can fly the U.S. flag anytime, anywhere, anytime you want. Like I have one on the front of my house. So would it be weird if I moved to England and flew a Union Jack? Just put one up.
You're not British.
Well, I know, but
so would it be weird?
People might think it's a bit weird.
I could see that.
But I also,
But what if he moved
also,
to moved to England and flew an American flag on the front of his house? Nobody really care. It's just kind of look at that dumb American. Stay away from him on Halloween.
People throw bricks.
Yeah.
What if I flew a South African flag?
They can throw bricks in England because they actually build stuff out of sturdy material over there.
Yeah, we don't.
Here, you can't throw vinyl siding at something.
My house is falling apart.
Mate, you fly a South African flag in Britain, someone's going to knock on your door. Hey, bro, you have a bra? You have a bra tonight?
They're going to start speaking.
How's it, cuz? How's it, bro? Yeah, bro, get the bar. We bra. Yeah.
I don't know why.
I want to go to England more now than I ever have.
I've always wanted to go.
I've always wanted to go, but I want to go more now. I just want to go hang out with Patrick, basically.
Yeah.
And just let him talk trash to America, and I'll be like, yeah, I agree with you.
I want to go hang out with Jeremy Clarkson.
Our government's screwed up and corrupt. Our taxes blow.
I just want to go hang out with
Don't get me wrong, though. I love my country.
Randy,
but I'm also very much a realist that understands.
Randy, hold on. What did you just say?
I said Randy interrupts people.
No. Before that.
Oh, I want to go hang out with Jeremy Clarkson.
You are dead to me.
Thank you. I told you I do not like Jeremy Clarkson at all.
What about Hammond then?
It's just no.
May?
No.
Thank you. I do not. We've had this discussion on our podcast before. I do not like any of the Top Gear guys. The British Top Gear guys of the show, nothing.
You mean the original Top Gear guys?
Yes.
Right.
It was very British before
Absolutely.
it went anywhere else.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I watched
Clarkson
all
just drives me
17
nuts.
seasons of Top Gear. Or 15 seasons.
It was better when it was like the original Top Gear, when they actually went out and reviewed cars.
Yes.
Rather than did stupid things.
It became a scripted reality show loosely based around cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that, but I still think Clarkson's kind of funny.
Like
his show on Amazon, that Clarkson's Farm, is actually quite humorous because he has no idea what the hell he's doing.
Well, I haven't watched.
I refuse to watch that on the basis it's Jeremy Clarkson. I think he's a penis.
He is. I agree. He is. He bought a Lamborghini tractor because it was called a Lamborghini.
Well, Lamborghinis made tractors. Lamborghinis
right.
made tractors.
They made tractors before cars. But he bought a Lamborghini tractor just because it was a Lamborghini, and the son of a bitch did not fit in his barn. He didn't measure anything. He didn't know. He just went out and bought a Lamborghini, and the guy that helps him on the farm is like, "Oh, you bought a Lamborghini. You spent way too much money on your tractor."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, I didn't know. He's like, yeah, it's because you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Like the guy that's with him on the show, his name's Caleb, calls him out for every one of his bullshit antics that he does and doesn't put up with any of it. It's hilarious.
Yep.
It is a funny show.
Well, I agree.
I think
with
Clarkson
Patrick.
is a prick, yes. I think he's a complete and total asshole.
He's a penis, exactly as Patrick said.
He is a penis.
Well, you see, you also went down in my estimations because Randy said he wants to come out and hang out with me. You turned around and said, I want to go hang out with Jeremy Clarkson.
Well, I said you too, and I said and Clarkson.
Good point. No, I've been more entertained talking with Patrick the last hour or so than I've ever been entertained by anything Jeremy Clarkson's done.
Oh, no. Yes, I agree.
Oh, don't backpedal.
I'm not backpedaling.
Me and Patrick are better buddies than you and him are.
That's fine. You can have him. I still got genetic.
You can have me. You just
see how he treats you?
Now.
Yeah, he acts like you're just a piece of meat to be passed around.
Well, I mean,
but a prime piece of meat.
I'm a bag of meat.
A proper piece of meat. You're a sack of meat.
I'm that too.
You're a sack of
I'm just a meat bag walking around full of water.
Us Clydesdale stick together, Randy.
What's that?
I said us Clydesdale sticks together.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. Martelle, you're not allowed in the conversation unless you beep going backwards.
Unless I what?
Beep going backwards.
Beep going backwards. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well.
Because I'm fat.
Heavy goods vehicles. There we go, man.
Hey, he can't fit in a race suit, so.
Yeah, I didn't fit in a race suit. You did.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I had the one race suit you would fit.
You did.
When you say fit in, I fit in the race suit. I got in it. It looked like Like the legs were that much too short.
I couldn't.
It's like a race suit capri pants style.
He was wearing floods. He was ready to
Yeah.
walk through any flooded area in his race suit.
Good to go.
I could not get in a race suit.
It looked like I was wearing Golf Plus 4s because my socks were that long pulled up.
Oh man.
I couldn't get in a race suit at all.
Yeah. You were quite lucky because they didn't smell great.
Oh no, they smelled awful. That I experienced. That was awful.
And the smell just got worse as the weekend went on.
Well, yeah, it's because no one's washing the damn things.
I was going to say, everybody just ball sweating in them and everything, and nobody's cleaning them.
Poor Andrea had to put one on.
Yeah, she. Please tell me in the video that you guys are doing, you have that couple of minutes where she loses it.
Mo has that, and I hope he does. Like she started losing her shit, and I turned around. I
had to go and speak. I had to go and speak to her, and then I had to go and speak to the I can't remember his name.
Zach, Brandon.
Yeah, Zach.
Michael?
I had to go speak to Zach. Zach. Over to Zach, and Zach told me, yeah, really sorry about that. I wasn't trying to be rude. And I was like, I get it. You know, I said, you have to remember you're dealing with people who don't know the rules. This is my first weekend doing this. She's put a race suit on to help out. Yeah. It's not me you need to apologize to. It's her. The way you spoke to her was disgusting.
Yeah, I don't know that he
did. Whether he apologized or not, I don't think he did. I think he might have been too scared to even approach Andrea to apologize.
Oh, she was ready to strangle him. Mo and I talked about it in one of our episodes from Indy.
This dude was disrespectful to Andrea.
He was disrespectful to Andrea, and she is
right?
Yeah.
He turned around and shouted at both of us because we had the visors up because we were trying to talk to each other, and you can't hear a thing.
No,
he let fly. And he could have said it in a better way. He just said it in completely the wrong way. And Andrea, bless her, is feisty.
Oh, yeah. She's super, I think the words that came out of her mouth, Jason, was, I'm going to burn this motherfucker down.
Yes, that was it.
She is super feisty.
I was going to repeat that sentence, but I think my mother just walked through the kitchen.
Well, I did it for you,
and I don't want to swear. But yeah, she was ready to go. I had to go and speak to her, calm her down. And then Jason went over to speak to her to try and calm her down. And then, but it was a slightly hostile couple of minutes. And if that is on the video, it would be hilarious. It would be hilarious because
I want to see that.
I would love for that to be on the video. So Mo is still putting together the 2 Idiots in the Wild video that is just Mo and I walking around at Indy.
I can't wait.
I would love to see that on the video. But all of that basically stemmed around the fuel that had puddled up from sitting at the pit too long.
Yeah.
From the refuel.
Yeah. It wasn't that. It's like John, who was doing refueling, basically they put enough in so they brim it, but normally the tires are being done at the same time as the refueling, so it's driving away, so you don't see this. It's basically there's a small little overflow, it gets a trickle, but once obviously fluid hits the floor, it looks a lot worse. Right. And Andrea flicked the visor up, was shouting, pointing at there was fuel on the floor. Because obviously she's standing there with a fire extinguisher. That's her role within her role, and it was like if something happens, there is a puddle of hot, race fuel on the floor.
So
which we then had to put some mats down for. But then because you can't hear it, visors go up so she can shout it. And we got bollocking for the visors being up, and he was right, but he could have said it in a much better way.
So
if he realized I'm new and Andrea had literally put a suit on that morning to help the team.
Well, I would say if he hung out in the garage with anybody, but I don't know where the hell he was hanging out at. It wasn't in the garage with the rest of the team. But with that, so I was talking to Jason and I was talking to Andrea, and basically she was a pawn. There was another guy from GT America or SRE who is actually the fire extinguisher guy. She's just there for looks.
Yeah.
There's actually another guy that will.
There's a guy that when we're going through it, because obviously I'm standing next to her because I was doing the earth clamp for the exhaust for the refueling, and the air jacks. And the guy turned around and he said, "If there's ever a need for you to pull that pin out, I will have already been putting the fire out."
Yes.
Okay.
She's like,
he's already on it. And
her job was to stand there pointing it, waiting for him to basically put a fire out. That was it.
Yeah. And then she could pull the trigger.
But yeah, well, she wouldn't need to by that point.
No,
yeah.
it'd be done.
The guy literally just said, "Listen, you are here as basically you're essentially a garden ornament in this.
Yeah.
Rules say we have to have someone on there, but he said I'm standing just behind you at this point."
And he would have had it, but
yeah.
I think I mentioned it to Jason. I said something to Jason, and I said something on one of the shows that we recorded. There was a gentleman that I took home. Like, I took him to the hotel to get a flight back to Utah.
Yeah.
And I said something to Jason in private, and Jason's like, "Oh no, he's a really good dude." And I'm like, "Okay, that's fine." Like he's like one of our top guys for the team and everything. And I'm like, "Well, that's fine." I said, "But here's where I have an issue. He is dedicated. His job is to be whatever it is for the team, mechanic, engineer, whomever for the team. And he left middle of the race."
No, he was like me. He's a mechanic by trade, and he works like for Reardon. But obviously he has to take time off work and used vacation days to come out to help.
Oh, so
he was originally due to fly home.
Okay.
He was originally due to fly home, and he said, literally, I can stop, but it reduced the time he would then have his weekend with his family. So it's a case of get home and have a day with your family. You've got your day job to go to on Monday morning. It wasn't like he worked at Reardon shop.
Okay, and I thought, so my impression was he worked at Reardon shop, and his job was to be there to work the race and work on every car as needed. And he basically was like, "Oh, nope, I'm taking time off and I'm out. I'm going back home." No. So I was irritated by that. And
he was the number one mechanic for the endurance car, and I was officially number two.
Okay.
He was Cody.
Yeah.
So he's a mechanic by trade. He was contracted to go in and work for the race, but he was originally due to come home. There were supposed to be other people there.
Yeah, because
as far as I can make out, there were supposed to be other people there. So Cody was originally he was booked to go home on Saturday anyway, but he was like, "Oh, I can stay."
Okay. But, I know there was other people supposed to be there, and I think they left the team.
Yeah.
Either by their own will or somebody else's. We
got Busk in from he was actually with Ian Lacey, the guys next door that smashed the Aston.
Yeah.
But he was like formerly Reardon, so he knew the guys there, and he said, I can help you out.
Yeah, he's like,
he dropped in to help as well. But still, even with Cody there, Busk wasn't supposed to be there, so Andrew was going to end, like other people had dropped out, so Andrew was going to have to do it regardless.
Yeah, because Jason did ask Mo or I if we would be able to get into a fire suit, and we were both like, "Yeah, we'll do it." And then,
I was getting the popcorn and trying to get the beers while you were.
Oh, yeah. I shouldn't have even taken it up to the bathroom. I should have just stripped right there and just tried to put the damn thing on. Well, I know you did. I should have just done that so you guys could see exactly what I was going through.
I'm used to sports changing environments where there's changing with 15 other dudes, and now I don't care.
Yeah, I just don't give a shit either. I mean, I went to the gym. I went to my gym in a pair of underwear. And
nice.
The owner was like, "Oh, you smuggling plums?" I'm like, "Well, they're tights, so it's fine."
Yeah.
And we were doing parallel bar thrusts, like pelvic thrusts, which was perfect.
And he wonders why I don't want to go to the gym with him.
I don't do that shit anymore. Now I just do other shit. I just interrupt class.
Brilliant. I can do that.
And I did win class clown for the gym.
You did.
I got a bucket of
really?
Oh yeah.
Can't tell why.
Because I have ADD and I can't keep my shit straight, nor can I read or speak properly.
I've noticed that.
Well, he knows you can't speak properly. You're American.
Well, yeah, it's a bastardized version of everything.
No, he's he's very much. Oh, you're getting the picture too. The certificate. He's got to show off his winnings.
It's all I got, Randy.
You got that picture. There's his
Nice.
class clown certificate.
Yeah.
TFA box stars. Nice.
Red noses. That picture over there is my pride and joy.
You should show him that. This is from the gym also.
This is a Halloween party.
Classy.
Oh, yeah. Super classy. No one has beat my costume yet.
I don't think anybody wants to.
No one can. No one can beat any of the costumes I ever wore to the gym.
One time I went in a wooden barrel. Just a fat bearded guy in a wooden barrel.
No, you did not.
Swear I did. It wasn't a real wooden barrel. It was styrofoam, but it was a wooden barrel costume. What? Oh, we got some childhood pictures of Patrick, I'm assuming.
Oh, look at those. There's one of those up on
Hit me on the door.
there, too. I like it. I like the bowl cut.
Yeah, nice. It's a good look.
It's a good look. I had the same haircut in the photo that's over Randy's shoulder.
So,
Oh, yeah, that one?
They were hidden behind the door.
Ah,
But yeah,
So
so it was good. Always
here's another America versus the rest of the world question I have. And you showed me the pictures of your childhood pictures there. You said your mother walked through the kitchen. Is there a lot of families that are multi-generational living in the same houses in the UK?
No, it's just because I had been away in Norway, came home for 6 months. I stayed with my dad, moved to Bermuda, came back, and I'm just trying to sort myself out, figure out there's no point in renting when I have somewhere to live here.
That makes sense. I just didn't know because one of my cousins lives with her parents, her and her husband, and now their 2 kids. And they're talking about how they like the traditional, which happened years ago in America, multi-generational living. But for me and myself, like my wife and I moved in with my parents while waiting for transitioning between homes for a few weeks, a few months, whatever it was. And it was just tough for us to not have our own space, our own. Like, we love my parents. My wife gets along great with my parents, but it was hard living with them for a length of time.
I'd kill myself if I had to live with my in-laws.
It's nice because I've been away. I've been living away. Basically, I was away for 10 years. So it's nice to come home and be back home with my dad and have some good family time.
Yeah, that's cool.
But it is strange not living in my own house.
Yeah.
Obviously, once I get sorted and know what's going on, I'll probably move back into my own place. But no, I'm enjoying being home.
Hey, that's cool.
Living the dream.
Come to Tennessee.
That's the thing. If I go to Tennessee, I'll be living if I go to Elizabethton, Tennessee, my mate Hicks, he used to live here. His grandmother lived on the property over the back, and his parents live on the property over the back. And like
a little compound.
It's tight. They're a tight knit community.
Yeah,
well.
three houses on the big property.
But at least they have their own houses.
Yeah,
I'm talking like that's at least you have your own area, your own space.
That's the way my buddy Brian lives. Bubba.
Yeah,
he lives on a farm.
Well, we've
with
talked
his
about building on
in-laws
mom and dad's property, and that wouldn't bother me as much because I still have my home.
Yeah.
But living with, like, in the same house
I'd
with 3-4 generations, which I know in some cultures they still do that.
Yeah.
But I would go nuts.
Mainly the super poor cultures, but
what's it like being rich?
it's awesome. I love it.
Bit harsh.
Well, actually, so they released a study here in Ohio that specifically for Columbus, that if you make more than, as a household, more than $100,000, you're in the 2% of Columbus. Columbus elites.
I saw something about that.
I'm in the 2%. I'm a 2%er. You're close.
Yeah, we're close. I don't think we're quite there.
You're close.
Which my wife was a stay-at-home mom for years, so. But we're getting closer.
I just thought it was funny that if it's more than $100,000, you're in like the 2% of the richest.
I don't know how accurate that is.
I don't know, but I'm going to take it for what it is, and
I would definitely.
I'm a 2%er.
I'm going to take it, and I don't even make that. I'm just going to tell people I did.
Ridiculous.
The rest of those 2% are all professional sportsmen.
Yeah, that's
Right.
It's Les Wexner, and then it's all of
The
Columbus
Blue
Jackets
Yeah.
and the crew.
Well, in fairness, the way because now the name, image, likeness, it could be most of the Buckeyes team as well.
Oh, it could be, yeah. 'Cause
Yeah, they're
getting paid now,
I started seeing their names on jerseys, and they're getting cars and
doing commercials.
Yeah.
doing commercials now. Yeah,
I think the entire team did a commercial for our local dealership here, Buyers.
I don't watch
There were-
commercials.
well-
I don't watch local TV.
They had probably half the team in one of their commercials. Like they say, "Well, we're
Makes
starting
sense.
this new intern program, and we hired
We hire
the
collegiate
Buckeyes,
football players.
and they were doing all this dumb shit." And
normal people just like you.
that's the dealership I used to work for. They got more money than sense.
These guys are cleaning cars as part of their jobs. Well, some of them are so stupid that once they don't get picked in the draft, they'll be cleaning cars anyway.
Right.
So.
Well, they're just getting coffee.
They're drinking the Windex.
Well, they have a couple OSU players working there that didn't make it. I'm just like, I'm so glad I don't work at that dealership anymore.
That's one thing I'll say for OSU, though. If you don't make it to the NFL, you can still make a great living in and around Columbus.
Yeah, selling cars and houses.
Well, the
Just
Bourne
on
brothers
your
started
name.
that refuse company with all the dumpsters.
The Bourne brothers?
Yeah.
Those two are fucking morons.
That's fine, but
I
they're
mean-
making a living.
Well, that's
my
fine.
point is, you can do very, very well for yourself if you played on Ohio State's team
I don't
in
disagree.
and around Columbus.
I was playing in a golf outing with one of them, and they decided that they didn't like the fact they lost their ball in the water hazard, and they went looking for it like Happy Gilmore.
That's
They dove
incredible.
into the pond. Not only did
That's
they dive
awesome.
into the pond, they destroyed 3 golf carts at the same time. Went into the pond swimming for their golf ball, and every time they didn't find their golf ball, they threw the golf ball back up onto the property.
Well, that's just economical.
I guess.
3 golf balls.
Well, it wasn't for they were throwing them at people.
Okay,
Not-
now it's economical and comical because now I get a laugh.
Right.
So,
I'll say, crack a beer and watch that show, man. That's free entertainment.
all right, we are
2.5 hours.
no, we're good 3 hours. You and I are a good 3 hours.
3
into
hours.
this.
I'm into that. Yeah, I'm into 2.
Yeah, he's
It was 6:30 when I got on the call.
yeah. It's now 8:30 for you.
When he said, "Yeah, your last episode ran a little long," and then here we are.
Here we are, 3 hours later. 2 hours for Patrick.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put the whole thing out as is.
Do it.
Just
We're coming for you,
there's gonna be
Rogan.
as it was pointed out last week, you probably are not going to be able to edit it anyway. So
Right.
It's fine.
edit it? No, just delete the whole episode.
Well, I've done that too.
Yeah, no, that's why I've said it.
All that hard work for nothing.
That one episode, there was so much just.
Hilarity.
It was hilarious, but it was a lot of just racial injustice that was going on in that.
It's not. You make it act like we came in here with robes and hoods on.
It was pretty close.
Well,
Without the robes,
but
and
they weren't
hoods.
white.
No, they were red.
Oh, jeez.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Patrick's like, "Yep, dumb
all
Americans.
right, dumb. Yeah,
Don't deal with that in England."
I mean, I will. I'll admit, I'm a dumb American. I'm just dumb in general.
I will also
so,
admit you're a dumb American.
Yeah.
I agree.
So,
Yeah. Oh, by the way, how do you pronounce Andrea's name?
Andrea,
Andrea,
yes,
not Andrea.
not Andrea.
Which one does she prefer?
I don't think she really cares because I've called
was gonna
her
say, 'cause
Andrea and Andrea.
I've called her Andrea the whole time I've known her.
I think it's Andrea.
Andrea's the more common
Oh.
pronunciation.
Well,
here.
it's the way it's
I was
spelled.
gonna say,
I've never heard Andrea.
Andria. Andrea.
yeah. And since the 5 years I've known her, I was always Andrea.
I call it. I switched between the two, and she called me out for one of them.
Whatever. If she ever corrects you, Patrick, just tell her that she's bastardizing the language. She's
Hey,
pronouncing
mate,
her own name wrong.
I know her well enough. I'm not that brave.
Fair enough. From what I've heard, good point.
Yeah, he's known Andrea as long as I've known Jason.
I've known
I've
met
known
her in
Jason.
17.
I've
I met
known.
Andrew in 17 at the games.
Okay,
I met her just before she met Jason.
Okay, I've known Jason for
Jason stole her from me.
9 years.
Jason stole her from you.
Yeah, I've known. Well, I remember when he posted
I tell him
something about it.
I tell him that occasionally.
Shame on you, Jason.
Oh, no, it's fine.
I know who
We're all good.
But no, I've known Jason for probably 9 years.
Yeah.
I met him real close to after when I started CrossFit, and I actually started the Fit United before I started CrossFitting.
I've known Jason for about 6 years, but he's only known me for about 1.
I would say you know Jason.
I was creeping on him a long time from afar with binoculars, looking through his bedroom window.
That's creepy as shit.
Yeah, well. But like the Aussies, I'm honest, and I'm going to tell you what I am when I say what I am.
Fair enough.
I'm sure that was complete English, but
Perfect.
whatever.
I'm speaking American.
I was going to say, I haven't had much English all day.
It's like the English has been a one-way communication here.
It is. Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah. But
So-
my version isn't that great either.
well, would you
It's still
say
better
that
than
you're
yours.
bilingual at this point? You speak English and American?
But me,
Yeah. I mean,
I'm multilingual anyway.
it's kind of like
How many languages do you know?
How many languages do I know, or how many languages do I say hi? Can I have a beer in?
I think that counts.
speak fluently.
Yeah, speak fluently.
Speak fluent. Oh. After a few drinks, I can. My French is pretty good. It's about confidence.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I
I
do
can speak quite confident.
a pretty
confident in
spot on English
French.
Irish accent after I've had a few drinks too.
Yeah, but that's still your native language.
Yep.
English, French, American, Norwegian.
Please put American.
But yeah, I can go into a bar, order beer in England, America, France, Ireland.
We just walk in and say, "Give me a beer."
Yeah,
I mean, I can do that too.
No, in the native language, English,
Oh.
French, Italian, Spanish, Norwegian, Swedish,
Spanish.
South African. How's it, Kazi? Like a beer, please.
What about Spanish? I didn't hear Spanish in there.
Yeah, I said Spanish.
Did
you? Yeah, dos cerveza, por favor. And then you can ask for 2 more, dos más.
Yeah. Bueno.
What about Mexican?
Yeah, now that's a whole different.
It's way different.
So, yeah, my brother-in-law's Puerto Rican. And
Hey, gringo, want to buy a donkey?
that's what they say
Spot
to you in
on.
Tijuana when they want to take you to a donkey show.
Oh.
Oh, my brother-in-law's
Yeah.
Puerto Rican, and he does not like Mexicans.
The only Spanish phrase that I made sure to remember from 3 years of taking it in high school poorly is to ask where the bathroom is, because I figure that could be very important if I ever found myself in Mexico. Or, then again, it's Mexico. Maybe it doesn't matter. You can just go wherever you want. I don't know. I've not
You
been
just
there.
Most
just
people
pick an
do.
alleyway in a corner of a building, and
Yeah,
you're
you're
set.
good.
Or an ice box, because some of those are outside too.
Yeah, but they're full of body parts.
Well, you just pee on them.
Just be on dismembered bodies.
Yeah,
That the
whatever.
cartel put there.
Yeah.
Yeah. A couple kidneys and some livers. Actually, if you want to make some money, go
I
down
was going
there.
to say,
and
those ain't just laying around.
you just pick them up,
I'm talking
resell
like
them.
limbs. Kidneys and livers, those are what get taken.
Yeah. They got to put them somewhere.
It's just they're just sitting out front of the 5 and dime,
Yeah.
chilling on ice.
In Tijuana,
Get your
next to the
kidneys
donkey
here.
show.
Terrible.
I know. All right, we're going to shut this down.
Fair enough. Good.
Patrick said that he was only good for an hour, and he did 2 hours on a 3-hour show. And I'm going to put the whole thing out.
Good.
There's going to be some very bored people.
Oh, yeah. The first hour is just
Well,
nothing
see,
but Randy and I drinking.
Again, this is a language barrier kind of thing. It's a difference. You say there's going to be bored people. We just call them listeners.
Yeah.
That's just normal for us.
On Friday, I'm driving from where I live in the middle of England down to near Geneva in Switzerland. I'm actually going to France, but it's obviously near Geneva, which is Switzerland. So we got 7.5 hours in a car in France.
I heard they're pretty neutral over there.
So I'll subject I'll subject the guy who's driving. I'll subject him to this for 3 hours.
There you go. Hey, listen to me and these two dumb Americans talk for 3 hours. I'm taking a nap.
Well, we might put the other long one on as well. So there's 6 hours of the journey killed.
There you go. Perfect.
I mean, you can re-listen to the 10 hours of recordings of just Mo and I driving to and from Indianapolis.
I see the ones going to Indianapolis. I have no concern because I'm not involved in that. But I get mentioned in the one coming back.
You do get mentioned in the one coming back a couple times.
Well, you call me an English bastard.
I did.
I did nice thing. I did do nice things. I did do my one nice thing for the day, and so I'm now to be an ass again.
Yeah, well, you did several nice things that day.
I
letting
did.
the children in the car. So
yeah, giving away hats. I liked those Reardon hats, the ones that just said Reardon on them, things like that.
I didn't see any of them. I didn't get one. I got a Reardon shirt, and I'm thankful that I got that. I wasn't expecting anything. So there's a story behind this as well, Randy. When you got one of the Reardon hats, though, didn't you? You got the camo one. I didn't get any of them.
You were supposed to get one though, weren't you? Jason said there was a cap on the bag for him, so he went over and took one of the caps that was on Jason's bag. And it wasn't one of the Reardon ones. That was Mo. Oh, that was Mo.
That was Mo. Yeah. And he just picked up a random hat and took it.
Jason had some skate. I can't remember what brand it was, but it was a branded baseball cap. And Mo took that one. I was like.
So Mo grabbed the one he wasn't supposed to.
No, Mo just grabbed a hat and he was like, Jason's like, that's not it. After 2 hours.
Was Mo wearing it this whole time?
No.
Oh, that'd be even funny if he just walked around with it.
I gave the first cap away to some guy, and he was like, he's like, oh, do you know where I can get one of those? I said, oh, we don't have any down here. We got any back? They're all back at the trailer. And I was like, this is just for the race. So Vesco and Jeff would be at the trailer, and maybe Zach as well. He wasn't in the garage, and I couldn't see him on the pit. And I was thinking, the last thing they want is some weirdo going back to the truck. So I was like, oh, we'll get them back here after the game. And he was like, oh, I was like, there you go, you can have mine. Don't worry about it. And this was one I've been wearing for 3 days, and
sweating in, and
that's why I'm laughing.
Sweated, so it's fine. I whipped back to the truck, got another one, and there's some other guy who I don't want to sound. I don't want to sound like this quite harsh person. He was a unique character.
There were a lot of unique characters there. I
think he might have been the one who was telling Andrea the story of behind the name of Reardon.
Oh my God! Was it the guy that had documented everything for Indy? Had a thick ass notebook. Yeah. He was a rat.
Yeah, he was like,
he looked like a rat.
Okay.
Yeah, he did look like I think he was some kind of special needs, and I don't want to sound harsh.
Well, no, then that's not
fair
the guy
play
I'm
to the guy.
thinking of,
No, the one you're thinking of was the first one.
There was an old dude who had a binder, heavier set. He had a binder this thick.
That's the first one. That was the first guy.
Okay, that's the guy I'm thinking of.
And then there was another guy who was he was a little bit weedy. He looked like he could have had some
learning disability,
Down
learning
syndrome
disability,
or something.
Not quite. He was on
like Down syndrome or something.
Well, there's other.
I think
it just sounded funny the way you said it.
I think he was definitely on the spectrum somewhere. He wasn't properly, but he was on the spectrum. And he was like, "Oh, where can we get one of these?" And I was like, "I just got this brand new one." It was a brand new one, and it was still one of the ones that fitted at this point.
Yeah.
So I was like, "There we go, mate. Have that." He's like, "Oh, great." And then I went back and got one that was the half size too small. I said, this thing, I was pressing in my forehead. And at that point, I was like, I can't, if the moment I leave this racetrack, this is coming off my head because it doesn't fit. So the girl who was the first one we put in the car, she was a Lamborghini nut. She loved Lamborghinis.
And that was at check-in after the race.
She was the one staring at the car at check-in after race. And when she came around to the garage, she's the first person I put her in the car, and it was incredible. But as you know, when we were doing everything, she was standing at garage door staring at the car. Mm-hmm. So I was going off in the golf cart. I saw her standing at the door, and as I went to pull away, stopped, took the third one off my head that didn't fit, and gave her that one, and off I went.
Jesus, look at you! You're such a mensch.
It was like at this point, she got the one that didn't fit. If it had been fitted, if it had been the one that fitted, not a chance of that coming off my head. I quite like that. It was a good fit.
That's fine.
I couldn't really go, and I was like, I'm not going to wear this one again anyway, so I might as well give it to some kid who's going to actually wear it and enjoy wearing it.
I think I got photos of you putting her in the Lamborghini.
Yeah. Someone's got a video of me trying to get out. I laughed and joked after I put someone in the car, and I was like, someone's got to be able to get in the car because I can't. They were like, what? I said, I physically can't get in the car. Mo has a video of me trying to get in the car and then getting stuck trying to get out of the car. He also has the video. He also has a really good video of me during the weekend where I didn't exactly know what was going on. I knew that it was the endurance car going on track because I was in full get up, but I didn't know whether it was practice qualifying. I knew it wasn't the race, and it was like, so Mo was like, so what's happening now? I was like, I have no idea.
I was standing there for that one. It wasn't no idea. It was fuck if I know.
I have no fucking clue. It was like something like that. But it was like, he was like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to ask you right now. He's like, how do you not know what's going on? It's like, I just know I've got to be in full race gear. I've got to be on track. I don't know what.
That's it.
I think it might be qualifying.
Could be. Well, I've decided that I'm probably going to have to go buy a race suit because if I want to do photography on certain races, the only way you can get on track is if you have a race suit.
Ooh.
I just want to try and get in and out of a Lamborghini.
Oh, we can just go to Mag and try that.
Just roll at the Mag or Toy Barn and be like, hey, can I get in?
I want to video him getting in and out of a Lamborghini.
We need proof that you can afford it. It's like, no, I just want to see if I can fit in it.
That's all we need.
There is a video on YouTube of a rather portly gentleman like myself at a gas station.
Yeah.
He's a...
I know, but that's the standard Lamborghini. These Lamborghinis have the roll bars.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
Try and climb.
You get over the bar.
Over the bar.
Yeah, I'm sure. And you're 6'5", that can't be easy.
No. Well, there's an escape hatch in the roof. I reckon in future, if I've got to get in it, I'll just take the escape hatch out and climb in through the roof.
Yeah. It'll be like Hightower driving that little
Rip
Honda.
Out the front seat and sit in the back.
Sit in the back.
Oh, I've done that. I've done that with one of the small European cars, or as we call them, a normal car. I've driven a Citroen Saxo from the back seat.
Those are tiny.
Yeah, those are tiny. I actually know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
do that with a Miata.
Or as we call them, a normal car. As we drive our tanks over here. Trucks keep getting bigger.
You have a 79 Lincoln.
Oh, it's a boat, man.
You drive a land yacht.
My 70, it's a 78, but
Whatever.
Same generation. My Lincoln is over 19 feet long. You have to Google a 1978 Lincoln Mark V. Look that up, and I've got one of those. It's ridiculous. You're Googling now, aren't you? He wants to see.
The biggest thing I drove was an Audi A4.
Yeah. 1978 Lincoln Mark V. Mark V.
Yeah, the biggest thing I drove was an Audi A4 or an Audi S5.
Which are not big. No, your FJ's
not by
beefy, not lengthwise.
Not lengthwise. It's
but
wide
it's a bigger
as shit.
Oh, mate, they're like proper pimp wagons.
Yeah,
they are.
Yeah. I've got a gold one with a gold vinyl top and gold interior. Gold velour seats.
Gold.
Yeah,
it's something. It's quite a sight. Yeah.
That looks pretty much like mine. Yep, I've got one of those.
Oh, that's horrendous.
That's what I said.
I love it.
I said, you bought that?
No, but it's like the standard American who drives around the city is like, okay, why are you driving a pickup, a massive pickup?
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that.
Like
we drive. My family drives pickups, but we work in fields and use them to pull trailers and tractors and equipment trailers.
I run to the store in mine.
Martelle don't drive anywhere.
99% of the guys who drive them, they drive them as like a penis extension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot of.
What
Yeah.
what happened over here was pickups became really comfortable and really affordable for a long enough time. Now they're stupid expensive, but that's what everybody goes to.
Yeah, you can't buy a Ford or a Chevy 1500 or F-150 for less than 60,000.
Yeah.
Brand
because-
new. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Because I was potentially looking at coming over, I was like, you're still looking at 20 grand for a car that's done 150,000 miles.
It's
And gets
ridiculous
13
right
miles to the gallon.
now. Yeah, it's dumb.
I'm going to say this now. I drive a 2017 BMW 220 Sport Diesel,
Ooh.
which I only paid 14 grand for,
Yeah,
and it's done 30,000 miles.
that's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad. I drive a 2007 Toyota FJ Cruiser that has 275,000 miles on it, and I have never changed a belt or any of the internal. Like, I've done spark plugs once.
Yep.
That's it.
My car is when I'm driving down the motorway at 70, 80 miles an hour, it sits at about 64 miles to the gallon.
God, that
That's
must be
nice.
nice. I get 13 miles to the gallon in my FJ. I bought an Audi S5 because it got better gas mileage than
That was your
My FJ.
justification of having an S5.
it was, because I was driving 45 minutes to work every day.
Yeah,
I wasn't driving. I wanted something that got 30 miles to the gallon as opposed to 13 miles.
and it was a
to the
fun
gallon.
car.
It was a blast. I
It
missed
was a
that
really
car
fun car.
And
I drive
But yeah,
a 2019 Chevy Colorado.
that you don't pay for.
And it's paid for by the company, all maintenance paid for by the company, gas paid for by my company.
And he goes and drives it everywhere.
And it's for being a mid-sized truck, as they call them now, it's huge. Like compared
It
to the
is.
old Rangers and S10s.
Yeah.
It's a
a
four-door.
mid-sized truck.
Yes.
Yeah, they used to.
Chevy Colorado is not a mid-sized truck.
Correct. It's classified as a mid-sized truck, though.
It's bigger than an S10 or a Sonoma.
Yeah, the
But
old
it's
S10s,
smaller
the
than a-
Rangers,
than a
those
1500.
were mid-sized trucks in the 90s. Well, now the mid-sized ones are as big as the full-size ones were then. And the full-size ones are like
Yeah.
H1 Hummer status almost.
Yeah.
They're huge.
They're enormous.
I mean, my brother and my dad both drive 2019 F-150s, and they're just massive. Again, they use them as trucks, but they are
If you use them
huge.
as a truck, I don't see the problem with it. It's just people who like drive around a town, do their weekly shopping. It's
Yeah.
like,
We have hold on. We have guys that just drive around town. They're not doing weekly shopping. They're in lifted diesel trucks that are just rolling coal everywhere they go.
Big old
Just to do it.
38-inch wheels, tires.
14-inch exhausts. 14-inch exhaust. Not like a 3-inch exhaust. 14-inch exhaust coming out of the bed. Enormous pipes.
If you Google bro truck, you'll see what we're talking about.
They have truck nuts.
I don't see those as much anymore.
I don't. Do you know what truck nuts are, Patrick?
no.
You need to Google that one. That's one you need to Google.
He's regret. I can see the regret in his face.
Hang on a minute. Is this gonna be adult content?
No.
Yes.
I'm just pre-warning you because my mum's a school teacher. There's firewalls on this house.
Okay.
There's security. So
Okay, I'll just explain it to you. They are.
and I'm not going to type it into my thing.
Let me
on a
just
search.
explain it to you then.
Let me
for
just pull
safety's
it up
sake.
for you, and I
Yeah,
will
you can
just
pull it
show
up.
you.
It is they are, because you can get them several different materials and colors, a pair of molded testicles that people dangle from
Oh
the back
yeah,
bumper.
no, I've seen those. Yes,
Okay.
I've seen those. Yes.
Yeah, that was pretty big here for a while.
Yeah. Well, in some cases, they still are. I mean,
Yeah, you still see them now every now and then, but it used to be
Yeah,
every
okay.
other truck had them.
Yeah, I've seen those before.
Yeah,
Yes, I have seen them. Yeah, you can. They're a novelty thing. You hang them on someone's car for a laugh.
yeah. We do that with Biden stickers.
And Trump ones.
And Trump ones.
Yeah. Is politics as divisive over there as they are here? Because it's not like you guys
Yeah.
vote for the Queen, right?
No, but they vote for
No.
I
prime
mean, you got the
ministers.
Prime Minister.
We vote for the Prime Minister. Well, the current one's an idiot.
And the Queen really doesn't do much. At this point, she's just more of a figurehead, right?
She's the official head of state.
Right. But she's not. But she doesn't really do much. It's more the prime minister that's really running things, and a council, right?
Yeah. The prime minister runs the country, and then he runs the country with permission from the Queen.
Right.
That's brilliant.
That's
Be a
called
queen
monarchy.
and be a queen and just be like, you know what? I don't feel like working. Why don't you do it? But I'm still in
That's
charge.
basically it.
Yeah.
Like that's brilliant.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Like if I ever owned a
She's-
company, that's how I'd want to do it. It's my company, but you're the CEO.
that's how I would do it.
You run it. I get the money. I'm in charge, but I'm not making decisions or working.
Yeah. I'll make some decisions. So, all right, we were going to shut this down like 20 minutes ago, and we got on truck nuts and your Lincoln and the Queen and
Hey, if I move to America, I'm buying a Lincoln
yeah, you should buy a Lincoln for sure.
Definitely.
Like that should be
because it was only what $800 as well, wasn't it?
$2,000.
that's still cheap.
$2,000.
Which here's the thing though, mine in my condition right now are selling anywhere from like $8,000 to $10,000. I'm seeing them go for that in market.
See, that's what you should do instead of invest in the stock market or crypto.
Well,
just
trust
buy
me,
cars and
I
turn around
almost
and sell
listed
them.
it last night.
I mean, I tried to sell my house, and Liz said no.
Well, that's a different issue.
It is. I could have got easily $500,000 for this house
Yeah.
a couple months ago. I couldn't get it now, but I could have gotten it a couple months ago on a $300,000 house.
Yep. Should have.
Trust me, that was before the pool. Wanted to.
All right, let's wrap it up.
All right, Patrick, thanks for being on the show.
Yes.
No
Or
worries. Thanks for having me.
to say it in your native language, thank you.
Cheers, bud.
All right, for Patrick and myself and Randy, we're out.
We're out. Peace.
See ya.
Yeah, I got like some lean back, rock away thing going on with this chair.
Yeah, I think you may have
I broke your chair.
broke the feet on the back.
Late night, come home, work sucks, I blow. I just fell down and broke your chair. I take up real estate over here.
I was going with the real estate part, but I was trying to think of something for over here.